Well, hello. How's it going? We're here again. We're here again. I hope you can all hear me. You know, that'd be great if you can all hear me and everything. Give me a second. I'm just getting chat open on my other screen, and then I'll be able to see if you can all hear me. Do 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 do. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right, chat's open. I've got my controller. I think we're good to go. Might just lift the mic up a little bit. There we go. I think we're all good. I think. Put the mouse in the mouse holder. Yep, loud and clear. Right. I guess let's get this show on the road then, shall we? I wasn't intending to actually go live before 10, but I hit to make the broadcast, and then it was like, oh, you're live. I could see people in the chat, and I was like, okay then, I haven't actually clicked to start streaming, but, you know, we'll get started. We'll get started and see how this goes. We were getting a lot of big deer yesterday, so hopefully we will maybe get something today. And happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Hi Gun Hub, hi Shotgun Outdoors, hi Blue, you were first in the chat. Hi Graves. Yeah. Hi everybody. Congrats on the mountain hare. Thank you very much, Blue. Thank you very much. Yes, I really like that emote idea, Gun Hub, considering the chaos that I just caused in Flinter's chat. I don't even mean to do it. Like, I don't go in with the idea of, like, I am gonna somehow cause stream to derail, but it happens, and it's normally because of spelling mistakes. Evening, Jumbra, how are you on this fine Friday evening? How are you? I am doing pretty good, just to answer you, Gun Hub, there. Like, going back, reading through chat just as we run to our first tripod. I am very positive after getting that mountain hare this morning. That was a great way to start my day, with a message being like, yo, please come and shoot the mountain hare this time. Don't tell me you won't. Because it wasn't the first time that Kingfisher, bless him, has offered me some help with the mountain hare situation. But the last time, I was like, nah, I really still want to try and get one myself. That was probably, could be a year ago at this point. I can't make shots, but, you know, he'll die. And it's just continued to just be really bad luck. Like, it's not anything I've done wrong. It's, or at least I don't believe so. It's just been super unfortunate luck. Like I said in the video, yes, they're rare, but there are far rarer diamonds. It's not like it was a level 5 Gemsbok male diamond or something like that. It's, you know, people do get them a decent bit, but I just, for some reason, just had really bad luck with mountain hare. And Kingfisher messaged me, like, I woke up and he was like, I've been in this server for 5 hours, like, keeping it open, hoping that you'd wake up and say that you'd come over and we'd go and hunt it, and I was like, I can't say no. So, it's a huge weight off my shoulders, honestly, because it, like I said, it frees up so much more that I can do. I don't just have to keep going back to Revontuli all the time. As much as I love Revontuli, it is hard not to get burnt out on a map when you just are hunting it over and over and over again. And not even, like, hunting something that you necessarily enjoy. So, thank you, Jumbo. I really appreciate it. You're very close to 20 great ones. You have 19. That's awesome, Shotgun Outdoors. I hope you get your 20th very soon. Fingers crossed for you. Greetings, greetings, Coochie Gang. Greetings, Mule Gang. Hopefully. We will cross the fingers on the toesies that today is the day. And, you know, seeing as this wolf pack had to, like, try and spook my muleys, I decided I would take this one. Because I have heard people say that they think only males can be the new rares for the wolves. If any of you guys have seen a female acromela, or I think it's charcoal melanistic or melanistic charcoal, either way, something like that. If any of you guys have seen a female one, would be really interested to hear about that, because so far I've only seen males posted. And I hear that grouse. And like I said, every time I'm around here, I'm always looking out for that level 3. One day we'll find him. I just see movement. Did I not? Like, I could have sworn I saw movement there. Maybe it was a bit of grass rendering in or something. I thought it was going to be 8 grass. You don't hunt rabbits, so it's probably going to take you a while to get a diamond mountain hare. Like, that's the thing, is it's not like I haven't hunted them. Like, the amount of time I've put into specifically hunting them has been ridiculous. So, it's just, like I said, it's just been really, really bad luck. Like, super, super bad luck. Hey Justin, how you doing? Hi Dilly, how are you? Dude, stop streaking. That was such a funny typo. I thought that was really funny. Gotta pay for the geckos somehow, man. Bless. I think it was Kyla that mistyped it, wasn't it? Bless her. It was just really funny. I love stuff like that. Organic humour. Free range organic humour. In the wild, you could say, seeing as, you know, Paul the Wild. Oh, I'm such a nerd. You started hunting the mountain hare to troll me. It's been haunting you for 2 years. They're just ridiculous. They, honestly, it's like they just hate some people. Because there's other people that are like, oh, you know, this is my 12th diamond mountain hare. And I'm like, how? Like, you're not even hunting them. I'm hunting them and I can't find one. Am I missing any diamonds? I am down to missing 1 diamond in the entire game. But this time it is a diamond on Aski Ridge, and it's the snow goose. But because it's on Aski Ridge, I want to hunt Aski Ridge at the minute, so it's not like I'm having to drag myself to a map that I'm not really wanting to hunt right now, because that's what I would have had to do to try and get the mountain hare. It's just keep dragging myself away from Aski over to Revontuli when I could have been hunting new and cool Aski things. So, yeah, the snow goose, I'm sure it'll come with time. I've got 2 really good spots in multiplayer that I hit up for the geese. I see a lot of 4s, big and small 4s, so eventually one will be a 5, right? And speaking of big 4s, there's that real big rack. That really, really big level 4 rack that I think looks really cool. No, you're not going anywhere, sir. You tried. Hi, Nelson. How you doing? How you doing? You're number 1, so your mum was right about you. Oh. That's brilliant, Dilly. Thanks, Nilsson. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad that we finally got one. What even is XP on YouTube? I don't think anybody actually knows, Dilly. It's really weird. It just seems to have been a thing that popped up one day. It seems to be like the most active people in chat get like the top 3 and like highest donos and stuff, I think. It's strange. It just appeared one day. Can't even use it for anything, no. Hi Jeff, how you doing? How you doing? Hope everybody is doing really good on this Friday evening. You find you're spending all your time on a ski because all you want is a leucistic bull elk, nothing else is holding your interest at the moment? Yeah, I totally understand. There's so many cool rares with this new map. My aim is so much better with the new controller. Yeah, like, I was joking about it on the streams with the other one. Like saying, oh, bad workman always blames his tools kind of thing. But genuinely, like, I am better with a controller that actually works. Oh. You think live chat XP is something to do with like a live leaderboard ranking? Something to that effect? Yeah, basically. like I said, it seems to be people that are most active, highest donations, or gifted, like, memberships and stuff. I guess it's maybe a way to keep track of who is being the most interactive in chat for, like, the person who's streaming, but I don't really understand it. Like, even as a creator, I don't think I got, like, an email talking about it. And generally, I get emails for YouTube being like, hey, we have a new feature. This is what it does. But no such things for this. No such things. Looks like we've only got one decent one here right now. Okay, interesting, interesting. You're doing good, looking forward to going out hunting tomorrow. Awesome. I hope you get what you're after. And you're number 3. But you get to know you're number 1. Oh. Hi, Christian. Hi. New controller is so good and smooth and it makes you dizzy. I'm so sorry. Like, it's all muscle memory for me. Like, I spend so much time doing it that I don't really have to think about it when I've got a controller that's working with me. And I found it really, really tiring, like I said, having to fight with the other controller. So it's definitely an improvement. Working on the scarf teak. Nice, nice. And hi, Christian, if I didn't say hi already. I can't remember. Brain, no worky. I'm a bit tired, I'll be honest. Because I was at the doctor's this afternoon, a few hours ago. And it took 3 attempts for them to get my blood, again. On the inside of both elbows, and then in, like, the side of one of my arms. And it has puffed up, it is bruised, it's like it's full of stuff in there, like blood or something. She said it was going to be nasty because of where she got it, but apparently my arms are just full of scar tissue, and that's why they're, like, extra bad. She was really, really struggling to find any points that were even worth trying, and it sounds like in future I'm going to have to go to hospital just to have regular blood tests, so that they can scan to find the veins. Because I have had so many, let's call them botched attempts at, like, people trying to get my blood over the years. Because I'm not the easiest patient. Like, not in terms of, like, I sit there and I'm like, just do whatever you need to do. I don't mind. Just do it. But my veins are always have been a bit tricky. And yeah, where people have, like, been a bit rough trying to get the veins and digging the needles around in there and stuff, it's caused so much scar tissue. And I've wondered that for a while, to be honest, because I've got lots of, like, lumps and stuff in my arms. So yeah, apparently that's why. Oh look, we have a rare. Only a little level 3, but we have a dilute. Nice. Cool thing to have on the first run. Oh gosh, there's lots of chats. Hi, Stubby Bobby. Driving right now. Hi, K-Flow. Take care. Be careful. How's everyone doing today? You need to drink a lot of water before having your blood drawn. Yeah, I tried. I drank as much as possible. I find that if I drink too much, though, I get really nauseous. I was really nauseous on the way there anyway. But I tried to drink as much as I could without making myself, like, too ill, to put it lightly. But yeah, apparently I've just got very tricky, very deep veins, and a lot of doctors have told me that because I have anxiety, that my body, like, draws my veins in to try and protect me, because it interprets like I'm being in a threatened situation. So, hi Eric, how you doing? So yeah, not fun, like I said, but only 3 attempts, so at least it wasn't too many. She didn't want to do more than 3. And we still only managed to get, like, 1.5 of the sample bottles for the blood, so might still have to have more taken. Oh, so that was a whole thing. So I came home, recorded the video for the mountain hare, and then I was just like, I need a nap if I'm going to try and stream. Because, yeah, Not only sore, but very tired. Hey Luke, how's it going? How's it going? Good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. And hi anybody that's lurking in chat. Hello. Hello, hello. And if I miss you because I am shooting things, I do apologise. But yeah, I really did want to get back to this today because we were having a way better time yesterday. And so I was really hoping that maybe today it might be the day. Especially starting off the day with a Diamond Mountain hare. It's like, maybe today's the day. Maybe today's the day of good things. And we are getting, like, decent sized deer already, so. Why do I have to have repeated blood tests? Because of the medication I'm on. Unfortunately. Like, it's so messed up, as I've talked about it before, so I won't sort of go into it too much. But I tried to come off of all the medications I was on a couple years ago. Or a year, yeah, be like a year and a half, I guess, now. And the very first medication that they tried to take me off landed me in hospital because they took me off of it too quickly. And now I have permanent heart problems. So, have to take all the medication and keep having blood tests. But look, we have a beautiful dilute. He's not very big, so he won't be going to the lodge, because we have actually had bigger on this grind so far. But, you know, little dilute. 332 meter heart shot. Not too bad, not too bad. They are really pretty. I would love a really big one. I've got a decent sized one, but like I'd like one of the like really nice fours or something like that one that we just shot over there. That would be really cool. Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately have to have blood tests a lot because they especially like with this blood test. Because obviously we've just moved, so we're in the process of like getting a new doctors, because we've technically moved like county in the UK. So we're in the process of that, and we weren't sure if I was going to still have this appointment today, but they said, oh yeah, if you don't have these blood tests to check, I think it was my kidneys and something else, then they weren't going to give me the medication. And the last thing I want is to end up in hospital and end up with more problems because I've not had the medication. Hi Has, you wish there was a huddle mule so you could have all your dilutes together? That would be so nice. G-Man, you're a bit... Oh, gee. I nearly read that out. You meanie. Biblical. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the $10 dono. Thank you so much. You're so kind. You don't have to do that. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I never know what to say. It takes me off guard every time when I look at chat and like that's popped up. So you're amazing. You're amazing. I keep saying it. Like this little community and everyone in chat has been so kind and amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you, I really appreciate it. And a corkscrew Milky Way, honestly, would be incredible. I would be so happy. Actually, to be fair, there isn't many, like, combos, to be fair, that I wouldn't be happy with, as I've mentioned. In fact, there isn't any that I wouldn't be happy with, let me rephrase that. Other than, like, a direct duplicate of my first one. But anything with Milky Way, I think, would be really top tier. I prefer it without the velvet rack, just a different rack, because we've already had the velvet rack, but Milky Way fur is just gorgeous. I love, like, anything to do with stars and the night sky and planets. I always find it so beautiful and fascinating. And the Milky Way fur reminds me of that for obvious reasons, so I really like it. Typical G-Man comment, it was still rated PG. It might have still been rated PG, but I'm not sure it was quote-unquote clean. Oh gosh, G. You're a menace, sir. An absolute menace. Menace. So what do we have at this lake? Well, that one's fleeing already, but it's small. Oh, but we want that one. There's a 3 on the other side, which we will then flip to try and get, but we're just going to put a shot into that. And then, there we go. Beautiful, that's exactly what we wanted. Beautiful, beautiful. Do I have a telescope? No, but I would love to get one. I would so love to get one. And because I love photography, I've always wanted to do a long exposure of the night sky. It's just, it's so gorgeous. My dad, when I was younger, always used to take me out and like show me all the different stars and stuff, and I love it. I think it's just such an incredible thing and so beautiful. And I just kind of stand there like wide-eyed just at the infinite galaxies of everything out there in the night sky. It's incredible. When you actually sort of think about what you're looking at, it's insane. You heard Milky Way and thought I was talking about the candy bar? I wouldn't mind a Milky Way candy bar, honestly. You know? I can be bribed with food. Maybe that's what I need to do for the Mule to get a Milky Way, is bribe him with a Milky Way chocolate bar. Gosh, Dilly. Gosh, what is happening? Urban Dictionary at your own risk? Yeah, I think so. You'd rather not. We went from one kind of dirty over in Flinders Stream to a different kind of dirty over here. Goodness. Goodness. You don't know if you're allowed to explain that on YouTube. Food's basically on mental support. I do love food in that way. It's funny though, because like I find food difficult. I have struggles with food, to be fair. I say I love food, but then there is often days where I'm just like, I hate food in every way, shape and form. And I found out it's because of my autism, but I'm super sensitive to textures and like really strong scents and tastes and stuff. So I'm quite a plain food person. And if I bite into something and it's just a wrong texture or something, it throws me off and I feel like genuinely sick. And yeah. And then some days I'll have like really self-conscious days where I'll eat and then be like, I feel bad, I shouldn't have eaten that. Which I know. my boyfriend's always like, you need to eat. Stop feeling guilty for eating. But it's just like self-confidence issues and body issues that I've always had. Unfortunate, but you know, we work through it. We work through it and we survive. We have 2 level 3s here this time. Normally there's only 1 shooter here. Astrophotography is so much fun. You have an 8-inch Dobson telescope. Jealous. So jealous. I would love that. Like, seriously, I really would love that. I think I would have a blast. Streams are getting out of hand, waiting for admin to ban these channels. Whoa. As you said in another stream, if our minds are in the gutter, they are truly lost. If they're not in the gutter, they're truly lost, yeah. To be fair. Gotta keep laughing, gotta keep laughing. So good thing that I'm British then? Pretty much. Adore food, raised on the Food Network, but on a diet, breaking your soul, being limited to 2k calories a day. Yeah, diets are hard. Diets are hard. I've tried a number of different diets. Because I've got PCOS, like, one of the main symptoms is PCOS makes you put on weight. And, like, I spoke to the doctors and that, and they were like, yeah, it would be good if you lost some weight. And I was like, oh, I fully know. Like, I eat 1 meal a day, generally. And they're like, you're not losing weight and you're doing that? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, what are you eating? And at the time, I was on protein only. Like, I was eating just steak and stuff. It was expensive. It cost me, like, all money I had. And I never lost a single bit of the weight. PCOS is horrible. It's such a horrible condition to have. Your autistic son is extremely picky. Mac and cheese and fish sticks, pretty much it. Yeah, everyone has like their thing that they feel comfortable eating. Some days for me though, I just, no food feels right. Which is never fun. But like I said, we persevere. And there's our piebald doe that lives on the map. And it's the nice piebald as well. She's been here since the very start. I don't know if she was an initial spawn or not. Like, when I spotted her, there was a point, like, she could have respawned from another doe. So, I don't know if she was actually truly an initial spawn, but she's been here forever. And we will take her out at some point. But that day is not today. You pack 3 sandwiches and only 1 in 10 hours? Yeah. Especially if you're busy. You can finally play Call of the Wild for real, Blue? Nice. Nice, nice. Get on Call of the Wild, find all the trophies. Goal accomplished. Do you know, I hate the dusky fur for the black bear purely because I pick it up and I'm like, fabled dusky drift? And it's not, it's just dusky, because bear. Like, that one for some reason gets me, I don't know. Do my meds cause weight gain as well? Yep. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to come off of the meds that I'm on. Because the thing is, I was prescribed them. I don't think they make any difference to the conditions I have. And it's been, like, a point where I've been on them for so long that no one's really sure, like, what the impact is at all. So the whole idea was, okay, we'll take me off of everything. Just go back to a completely clean slate. Because I don't like taking meds for the sake of taking meds. Like, I only want to be taking stuff if it's actually helping in some way. Like, I don't like having to just keep taking pills all the time. It's not great, you know. So that was the plan, and then, yeah, the very first one they took me off of it wrong, and it caused more problems. And yeah, like I said, that's over 1.5 years ago. I was meant to have, like, heart scans and everything. I'm supposed to have gone into hospital and had, like, stay in hospital with a heart monitor on, so that they could try and work out what was wrong with my heart and potentially try and fix it. That's not happened, so, you know, fun things. Fun things. On top of, like, all of the other stuff that's going on. It was like, really? Now my heart as well? And not because of anything I've done, or, you know, it's not even, like, a natural problem. It was caused by being screwed over, so. Congrats on the hair, thank you, no bad days, and welcome into the chat. I hope you're doing good today. Hate the dusky fur for the black bears as well. You spot one at its own where the lighting is odd and you think, is that a blonde? Yeah, it's one of those furs. It's one of those furs. You often have that. You spot a level 5 animal, get excited to realise it's a bear or a red deer. Yeah, you see that 5 medium pop up. Or, like, level 3 as well does it sometimes to me. That one does get me. Gosh, Dilly. Oh, terrible. But we're having a nice smooth run for our first run of the day, so I can't complain. I should sue that stupid doctor. I actually did speak to a lawyer. They do, like, free, what's the word, like, a free assessment. So I spoke to someone, and they said they weren't fully prepared to take it on for, like, no win, no fee. And I just don't have the money to, like, go for it and then not win. That's not money I have to throw away like that, so. But, yeah, it was the other doctors, it was the doctors in the hospital that were like, hey, you were taken off of it this quickly? And I was like, yeah, that's what the doctor told me to do. Yeah, shouldn't have happened. Shouldn't have happened. But like I said, we persevere. Yeah, Dilly, sometimes it's not great, that's for sure. As a doctor, feel free to ask any medication questions. Oh, biblical. I kind of guessed, yeah, that your speciality might be psychiatry. Very interesting field. Very interesting field. Yeah, it's tricky with if you like try to sue in the UK. They were interested, but it was like, yeah, we can't guarantee it on a no win, no fee. They did suggest maybe, like, speaking to other lawyers that were maybe more specialised in it. But then, like, we've been moving house and stuff. But the problem is, like, I had to sort of leave it to see if I would, you know, be okay. So it's meant that I've had to leave it for such a long period of time that it's not, like, fresh. And they don't tend to like picking up cases that aren't like super fresh, so it's just oh, excuse me. Just a thing I will deal with, I guess. Just another trial. You had a level 5 hog deer run out and you thought it was a small red deer. Almost smoked it with a 3006 before you realised it was a little too small to be a red deer. That would have been an unfortunate one. Duck hunting last night was a failure. Only Gadwall, Frugenstock, Mallard and Greylag Goose came in fine. No gold night. I'm so sorry, Blue. That's really unfortunate. I like the Greylags. I have a love-hate relationship with Greylag geese because I really like their rares. Their rares really don't like me. I've had one in all of the time I've hunted them. And God knows how many thousands of Greylags that I must have looked over at this point. Like, it's a lot. We've looked at a lot of Greylags, only to have one rare. And the funny thing was, the one rare I have had for Greylags, it was one that I spotted flying over. It wasn't like I already had a setup and it came in. I spotted it flying over, was convinced it was different, and basically just spent the next, like, 3 hours, probably, trying to get it to come back. Eventually it did. And smoked it with the 22 out of the air because it landed too close to where I was sat. So that was fun. Yeah. Tricky trying to get that through 2 sets of trees. Do I have deer hunting camp? If not, would you be interested in playing and streaming on it? I don't have it currently. Part of me is interested in it, part of me's not. Like, it almost feels too static to me. Like, it doesn't feel like there's much freedom to really do too much. I don't know, maybe with more updates. I do have, the season installed, and I reinstalled Classic last night. So I'm going to try and get those up and running and see if they work. And if they do, then those will be things we can stream as well. Do I have... Where did that question go? I saw do you have... do you have all of the Great One species in the game? Yes, I have at least 2 of everything except Muleys. So... that's partly why we're trying to do this, partly because I want more Muleys, because they look amazing. Like, the mule deer are up there at some of my favourites, so I really would like to get some more. And then I will probably go to fox if we eventually actually have decent enough luck to get a few Muleys. That would be the dream. And then go back and try and get a couple more fox furs and see how that goes. You have no idea how I can tell rare from common greylag at a glance? I guess it's just... I guess it's just obsession. Like, genuinely, I am so, like, tuned in to fine differences. That's something that has always... Going into multiplayer, that was a reflex. Like, that's something with, like, doing art and photography. I've always been very tuned into really small differences. And so I'm fairly able to recognise, like, even just slightly different colours or patterns. So, it plays in my favour. Especially when trying to identify some of the harder to identify rares. You think the season is still having issues? No, you haven't played the season since you can't remember. I haven't played it in a while, but I want to get back on the turkeys and try and get a turkey. Rare one. Rare turkey. I've got a really big one. So I'd like a rare one, because the rare ones look really nice in that game. Really cool. 1 month and it'll be the Halloween event, hopefully on Classic. Yeah, I'm hoping it will run for me this year. And that we can have a lot of fun. Another big 4. Because, yeah, last year was an absolute failure for me. Because I just couldn't get the thing to run. But, yeah, as I was mentioning yesterday, I have heard that some people haven't been able to get it to run on a 5070 card. And I do have a 5070 card. So, we'll try. We'll try. You really want a Great One Fox or another pheasant? Your Great One Pheasant is lonely. I hope you get either blue, whichever you prefer. You have to go see a patient, but happy you could stop by for a bit. Hopefully we'll catch up later. Wishing me the best of luck, and thanks for the great streams. Thank you so much, Biblical. You're so amazing. Good luck. I hope you have a, you know, I was going to say, like, a good time, but a fairly easygoing time. How about that? I hope it doesn't, go badly in any way for you. Welcome back, Teak. You had dog walking to do. Kingfisher, hello. Everyone in chat, Kingfisher is the amazingly kind person that I referenced in my video today that got me the Diamond Mountain hare. Just such an amazing person. Very, very kind. And actually, while you're at it, Kingfisher, stay there. Stay there, don't go away. Yoink. Yoink. Boom. Bada bing. Now say something, King. Nightbot still hates you, man. I'm so sorry. Gross, it's a blue teak. As if blue is the bad colour, you know? We like blue in this stream. Look at you go, King! You have to have it. Kingfisher is a legend in the community, 100%. 100%. Like I said in that video. Just a great all-round person. Great all-round person. Hey, surprising. If you were in chat and I didn't see you, I apologise. I apologise. Yeah, Kingfisher is an amazing, amazing person. We all love King. He's great. Blue, you are the best colour, yes. Blue is my favourite colour. I absolutely love blue. And that's why the channel is all blue colours. You know, it took me a long time to, like, not develop a favourite colour, but to really realise what my favourite colour was. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but I think I only really realised that blue was my favourite colour in the last couple of years. But when I spoke to various different, like, therapists and stuff, they were like, it's not really a surprise that you're only kind of just discovering who you are, because you've spent your entire life in survival mode, and with PTSD, so, like, it's like now you're starting to come out of it, your body's able to be like, hey, I like this, or hey, I don't like this. Body's, like, suddenly realising that, hey, we have preferences, we're allowed to enjoy things, which is quite funny, honestly. Like, oh, well then. This is interesting. 3 really small ones here. Like, that's a 3, but that's a really, really small 3. Really. Just you being a terrible person, Teak. You're not a terrible person. You are also amazing, and you know it. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Kingfisher has to be responsible now? Nah, he can do whatever he wants. We owe King for having to spend goodness knows how many hundreds of more hours, and I don't even know how, just a long, long time having to hunt mountain hares. I know, King, but I still feel a little bit guilty, I won't lie. But you were so very kind. it is such a, like I said, a relief to have one. All the grouse, yeah, it's not this lake, it's the starter lake. So, yeah, when it's this one here that the level 3 lives at somewhere. I say he lives there, but truly I don't know. So, back in your day of frequenting the two mods you remember speaking to most frequently were Teak and King. Yeah, they're amazing people, that's why. They're really active in the community and really friendly. You feel like your Great One Bear is somehow close. Anytime you think that, though, nothing happens. Know the feeling. The amount of times I'm like, it's gotta be close. It has to be close. Look at all the big males, and then the game's like, nah. JK. Just thought I would get your hopes up a little bit. Feels like we're not getting all of the muleys showing up at this spot, if I'm honest. Who knows why? Oh no, there's more down here, under this ridge. That's why. Okay, so we got a couple of 3s and a 4. Like, that's a pretty good 3. We'll try and get all 3 of them, so the 4 and the 2 3s, but we'll prioritise, obviously, the max weight estimate male. What grouse? There's a level 3 dusky grouse on my map, King. It lives somewhere near the starting outpost. It has to. Once I have seen that bird. It flew over the lake while I was grinding muleys. I didn't have a ethical weapon on me. So I kind of looked at it. It looked at me and then it flew away. Tried to track it down. No luck. We know it's here. And I'm hoping, like, while I've got my actual, like, this loadout is what I call my general loadout. All 3 sets of binos, so I can do day, night, I can have the reticle or no. I've got something for big game, medium, like medium to small, small, and a shotgun in case it's needed. So I've got everything I could possibly need in this loadout. So this is the one that I take into multiplayer. So that basically anything I encounter, I can take out pretty well. But, yeah, I didn't have this loadout on me when I first saw that grouse. It was the, quote-unquote grinding setup, which is just the 300 and the 22. But to be fair, once I've got a grind set up, I tend to just use the general loadout. And then if something pops up, it's there and I can just shoot it. Which would have been really handy with that grouse. Now, we didn't get one of those level 3s, purely because I didn't see which way it ran. But that'll be fine. We can get him next time. We got the 2 bigger ones. How can I carry so many guns? Do I use a backpack? Nope. So, I've got the 243 pistol, which is fairly lightweight. I've managed to do it so that, like, the guns that I use are all fairly lightweight. I don't think I have the pack mule perk, Graves. I don't believe so, because I've got disturbed veg. Wait. Perks. Wait, no. Skills, right? Yeah, I don't have pack mule. It's just a really, like, time spent crafting loadout. So that I've made sure that I can cover everything. Thank you, King. Much appreciated. I'm sure I'll find him at some point. He'll probably fly over again at some point. You know, we know animals tend to do the same things multiple times. It's just he's being annoying and never wants to show up. And I have run around the area. Specifically, I was trying to get him for a video before my old PC said no more. But I could never find him. So, welcome back, Gunhard. So yeah, it's just all lightweight guns and stuff. It's a very lightweight loadout. I think it is at the absolute max. When we go back to a tent, we'll have a look so you can see it. And we can look at the weights and stuff. You have the Pack Mule perk, but you can usually only carry 3 guns. You have to play around with your loadout. Yeah, it's all about choosing lightweight guns that can also do the job. Like, the 22 I think is pretty light. The 243 is obviously a pistol, which reduces the carry weight a lot. Shotgun I don't think is particularly heavy. Is it also still the... It's still the 10 gauge. I'm supposed to change that back to the 12 gauge, but I keep forgetting to do it. Because the 10 gauge sucks. That particular gun sucks. But I keep forgetting to change it. Hi, Wyvern, how are you doing? I'm your favourite live streamer. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Congrats on the mountain hare. Thank you, the hunting grounds, and welcome in, welcome in. You were driving this morning, Dilly, and you saw 2 turkey hens together and 3 gobblers together. Ooh, very nice. Pack Mule is good, but not better than Disturbed Veg. Yeah, Disturbed Veg is the perk, in my opinion. The amount of rares I found off of that. Like that melanistic cow elk in yesterday's video, from this map. I wouldn't have found that necessarily. Well, I probably would, because I was running the river anyway. But, like, the reason I knew that there was a rare there, before even seeing her, was because I picked up the Disturbed Veg. The amount of times I've picked up a Disturbed Veg in multiplayer, and it's a rare, and then the hunt's on. Like, then the hunt is on. On my own map, on Sundar, that's how I located my melanistic snow leopard. I saw a snow leopard, but it was, like, through the brush, and then I actually managed to get the Disturbed Veg. And sure enough, it said melanistic, and that meant that I was able to find his zones, and then we got all the up-close footage of him. That's still one of my all-time favourite videos. Getting that close to a mela. Oh, and I'm really hoping that eventually we can get a albino snowy and do the same thing. Lots of up-close footage and stuff. Because, yeah, the rare snowies are gorgeous. Just straight up gorgeous. Any idea where this other deer is? We didn't pick it up. They must have run... I'm guessing he ran over this way. You got a loon, Manitoba, and cow today from the Disturbed Veg. It's so good. They need to buff the 10 gauge. It's criminally weak. Yeah, and it caused me to nearly lose a super rare pheasant on my grind. Because I didn't want to... Like, I don't personally exit out on trophies, especially because of making content. I don't vibe with doing that, because then it feels like if I'm saying I'm using a risky weapon or taking a risky shot, like a neck shot or something, if I'm exiting out on stuff, if I mess it up, then it's like there's no what's the word? Tension. That's the word. There's no tension behind it. I know Flint has talked about it a bit as well. So I refuse to exit out on something. And I spent like 2 hours trying to get that pheasant to get up off the ground again after it bugged. Because for some reason the shot from the 10 gauge didn't kill it. And it then was not flying and it was just stuck on the ground. And I wasn't going to shoot it on the ground because, you know, that's the way to lose the score. So, I talked about it all in the video. I was like, I had to exit out on it, even though I didn't want to be able to get this thing off the ground, because it, like, bugged. And I've had that issue a few times with the 10 gauge, so... That was scary. That was a scary moment. So, all of the panic. If you don't have Disturbed Veg, tracks are too far apart. Yeah, sometimes as well. They can help with finding extra tracks. You've had 5 or 6 bears at one zone. Yeah, it's crazy when you get a load like that in one place. 2 jumper lakes, your Disturbed Veg got your Great One Tart. Yeah. It's amazing when you pick up Disturbed Veg from something like that. I've never had it happen on a Great One so far. Would love to experience finding a Great One via its track. I think that would be really amazing. Just like, if especially you picked up the, like, the actual track, not the disturbed veg first, and then could pick up the disturbed veg, so you could have almost like a double tier surprise, kinda, like, compared to spotting it. I think that would be cool. Cruel? Not cruel. I think it would be cool. Goodness. Not me not being able to speak today for some reason. Blame it on me being tired. I'm going the wrong way. This is the wrong lake to be going that way. We want to go here. Yeah, if you don't feel like you need it, Christian, then it's one of those things. It's personal choice. Personally, for me, it's a perk that I always want, but other people might not need it or want it. Depends on your playstyle, I guess, as well. You gotta bounce, be back later. If not, good luck. Thank you so much, Christian. And obviously, if we do get anything, say, you know, a great one, or a super rare, or, you know, I don't even know, just anything that was really, really cool, a leucistic, or anything like that, then it will be in a video, so never have to worry too much about missing stuff on streams. Eventually they will be somewhere where you can watch it. And of course, I do keep the streams up afterwards in general as well. I'd kind of like the bigger 3 areas. That's a solo then, because that herd's moving and he's not. Okay, we're fine on hunting pressure. Stop what you're doing. Thanks. Would love to find a great one by its tracks. Yeah, the fact that it was in a light zone that you hunted a time or two really blew your mind as well. A late zone. Yeah. The thing is with tar, it's the same as with pheasants, right? I found in the end that the best way was hunting one time period and just being consistent on that. Because I started off, I was hunting like 2 or 3 time periods throughout the day. And then I was like, hang on a minute. I'm pretty sure these are the same tar. And they're not getting almost like that time to respawn when I was having issues. And that was definitely the thing with pheasants. Because as I was explaining to someone, it's like, if you're having those issues with it feels like you're not getting respawns, if you have just shot the, say, 2 males out of a pheasant flock in the previous time period, and then it's actually the same flock that you're hunting again in a different zone for the next time slot, then that's why you feel like you're missing respawns. Is because it's actually the same flock, and they just haven't had time to respawn into it. Would I want them to add a Great One Lion? I would love a Great One Lion with a lion rework. Hi, Bear. That was very loud. Yeah, full lion rework. Give me, like, full remodels, like the new fur textures and stuff for the manes, make them super fluffy, all that jazz. Maybe even add a couple of rares. I don't care what they add. Give me piebald lions. I think it would be great. Leucistic lions are a must, in my opinion, because white lions in real life are leucistic, so it feels like we're really missing that as a thing. I even wouldn't mind melanistic lions. I gotta be honest, how cool would a jet black lion look? Like, imagine with the new models. Almost like how the Mela tigers look so insanely good. Like, they're really, really cool. Imagine a Mela lion kind of with the same thing. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I do not mind them having a creative streak with this game. Because I've kind of talked about it with people, obviously not on stream and stuff, but there's rares out there in the wild that have never been seen by people. Like right now, as I'm sat here, there could be an albino butterfly or an albino moth fluttering around outside, and no one's ever seen an albino for that species. So as far as they're concerned, it doesn't exist, or, you know, something like that. Or a piebald, or a melanistic version. Like, I always think about that. Someone recently in the UK photographed a piebald, I think it was a shrew? I forget. It was a small mammal. I believe it was a shrew. And it was like the first time one had ever been photographed. It was so cool. It straight up just had like a white band all the way around it. And like I'm saying, if no one's ever seen one, because it's it's an elusive creature, or it's something small, hard to see, maybe it's a bird that spends most of the time in the air, there's lots of things that can contribute to, okay, yeah, that rare's never been seen, doesn't mean it doesn't necessarily exist. I know that with lions it's something to do with the genetics, that apparently melanistics can't exist, but just do it for the game. Be cool. Even like as a Great One variant, a black lion with loads of scars would be so cool. Just imagine like the big black mane, and I hope they would do the like the mane where it carries on properly along the underside of the belly on each side as well, to really give it that ultra thick full mane look, I think. So are most of the rare variants of animals in the game true to life? Yeah, most of them. Most of them are things that have happened, can happen, sort of thing. Some are not, that I know of. I know Mela Red Deer is a contested one, let's say. Some people claim that it has happened. Some people claim that every picture of them is photoshopped. But, again, kind of think it's cool. Some are not real, but quite a lot are. Yeah, basically. You'd love to see a Great One Black-tailed deer. Yeah, with a rework would be very cool. Very cool. Getting a lot of small respawns. This is interesting. Guess what? You got a Diamond Manitoban Elk, Bryson? Congratulations. That's awesome. Great One Manitoban Elk would be so cool, like I said as well. Pretty sure Mela tigers aren't real IRL. They've never seen a full melanistic, but there are some pseudo-melas that are pretty close. Like, they've got really thick stripes, so it's not like that much of a leap. So, yeah. It's something, I know when it was being talked about before Graves, someone brought up the genetics. I can't recall it off the top of my head exactly why they said, but it was one of the things. Right, this is going to be an interesting situation. We also want that deer. I'm hoping he'll stop bouncing. That's good. Now, ideally, he goes like that. Perfect. But figuring out which lioness carries melanism is nearly impossible. Yeah, it's interesting. Genetics are fascinating and just so complicated. It's quite incredible. You found the picture of the shrew I was talking about? Looks awesome. Yeah, it's just like a straight white band all the way around. Really cool little thing. And that's, like, they're so small. Shrews are so tiny. Like, that very easily could have lived its entire life with no one ever seeing it. And I feel that way about a lot of different things. You know, it only takes one particular, you know, I guess red deer or whatever that is melanistic to spend its entire life in the thick forest avoiding people, and then suddenly there's no records of one. Do you know? Anyone seen a leopard with vitiligo melanism? I think. And if I remember, it looked really cool. There's so many variants of things. That's why I don't mind them being maybe a little bit quote-unquote creative with stuff. Because, yeah, who knows what truly is possible in some cases. I bet there was probably no records ever of a piebald shrew. I can't think of any pictures I'd ever seen of one. I'd never heard of one. And then it's very easy for people to say, oh, they don't exist, right? Because none has been seen. But if genetically it's possible, it's like, maybe there's been a few of them. Like, even fairly close to people, but maybe they don't know what, you know, they're looking at is something special. Not everybody knows that, like, okay, that's normally a fully brown little mammal, and that one's brown and white. Some people just don't know. Some people, unfortunately, don't care. But either way, things can go undocumented and don't get documented for years. You're back for a while? Did you miss anything good? Nothing particular. Biblical. Just shooting more muleys, talking about, like, rares and stuff, different rares that they could add. Interesting conversations. What if two animals that have different rare furs breed, like a mellet and a piebald? How would that work? I'm guessing it would be the dominant gene that would be the one that displays. Right? I think. I've never actually looked into that. But my assumption would be it would be the dominant of the two. And then the recessive wouldn't display, like, at all. I wonder if that's ever happened. I'm curious now. I want to know about that. Good question, Blue. If anyone knows, tell me in chat, because learning is fun. Back may have made a slight miscalculation. Rooftopper and parking garage. Oh no, Christian. No, I hope it's not bad. There's plenty of footage of the cat. You DM'd me, and it lives in a private facility in India. Ooh. I will be very keen to see that once Strings over Graves. Thank you very much. It all depends on the dominant gene. However, Piebald is an extreme wild card in these scenarios. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Graves, basically. Like, the Piebald could maybe affect it somehow. You don't know if this is part of the conversation, but you'd love EW to add some variety to the Red Deer Great One. Could really do some cool things with that. Yes. Yes, they could. Because, like, I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the vines in the antlers, right? I like it because it's like majestic looking, and red deer do a thing called fraying, and in fact, most deer species do it, where they all thrash their antlers around in vegetation, in mud, like, basically anything they can get their antlers into, including fencing and stuff, which is how you'll see deer with barbed wire wrapped around their heads and necks and stuff. And they do that in order to try and make themselves look bigger and therefore more intimidating to rival males. Because, you know, it's actually quite rare, like, technically speaking, for two male deer to actually go properly head to head. Like, most of rutting behaviour is a lot of walking around, displaying, parallel walking as it's called, where they literally walk side by side, sort of eyeing each other up, trying to work out who's the bigger male, who's the more dominant one, without actually there being any fighting. Because if you think about it, right, when they fight, it's a very big risk to their health. So they don't necessarily actually want to engage in a fight, and if they can work out who's the more dominant male just by parallel walking and sizing each other up, then they will tend to do that and then actually break away without making physical contact. It's only when two very evenly matched males sort of do all of the, let's call it the beforehand part of the parallel walking and everything, if they're really evenly matched, that's when the fights break out. So, red deer will get things in their antlers, and I really wish they'd done a version of the red deer racks with bracken in their antlers, because that's something I've seen it in real life, particularly with bracken. It seems to be one of their choice plants, and like maybe some that have like extra detail of mud on their antlers and stuff, make it more like, so okay, you've got the vines, and that's like, let's call that like the graceful version. Then have some more quote unquote rutty versions where they have got like mud and stuff on their antlers as well, not just looking pretty but actually looking like they're ready to go on into the rut and actually display and challenge other males. I think that would be pretty cool. Right, let's check chat. If wonder how many times that's happened. Someone has seen something really rare but didn't know what they were looking at. It's got to be loads of times. It's got to be loads of times. Who knows? Maybe unicorns. Maybe the myth of unicorns came from someone seeing an albino deer with one antler. And maybe because it was albino, we know albino animals are kind of prone to having other issues. It could easily have had antler growth issues, and it had just grown one spike on one side. Or it was halfway through shedding, and it was actually, you know, spike on each side. And boom, it's got one spike, it's a white animal. Red deer are pretty big. You see it in, like, kind of low light. Oh, I saw a horse that had one big horn, and it was pure white. And then a myth is created, you see? Like, it's very easy to think, when you start thinking along that kind of train of thought, of where certain things might have come from. It has happened in reptiles, but it's extremely rare. Not seen it in mammals personally. Interesting. Neither should show rare fuzz are the recessive genes. There's a chance it'll be rare, but most likely common. Yeah, of course, that makes sense. Do I have close contacts with EW? Yeah, pretty close. I can, you know, send them messages and stuff. I quite often do to report issues and bugs and stuff that I may have found, to try and, you know, help with the health of the game, let's call it. You love albino animals. Imagine walking in a field when suddenly a mystical looking pure white moose just walks out in front of you. I think, like, I would have just, I don't even know, a heart attack. Just be like, that is the most incredible thing I've ever seen kind of moment. It would be really, really cool to see something like that in person. I think, yeah, we've got two small ones there. So whitetails are just aggressive then because you don't think it's rare for them to fight? It's not necessarily rare, but statistically, like, if you compare the amount of like deer that go into like the first stages of challenging each other, apparently it's quite uncommon for a fight to actually break out. Most are resolved just through parallel walking and stuff, and sizing each other up. It's not rare. It's hard to explain. It's not rare, but when you think about, okay, say there's 1,000 bucks, right? And all 1,000 challenge each other. So you've got what would that be? 500 incidences of, you know, challenges that break out. Maybe only 50 of them fight and actually get like to that full-on physical altercation level. That's what I mean. So it's not like necessarily rare that it happens. It's just they will try their best to not get into a physical fight because it is dangerous for them. You know, how many times do we see fights break out with deer and they snap an antler off, which is gonna reduce their, let's say, their dominance for that season if they're missing an antler, or they're missing an eye because they've had it poked out by another deer's tine. I mean, I've seen pictures of deer straight up with another deer's antler stuck through their head, and then they survive with that. Like, it's a very risky business when they get into that process of actually fighting each other. So it makes sense that they'd want to avoid it if they can, just by making each other scared. Like, if that makes sense. I mean, like, when I did my work experience, it was at a place with a deer park, and there was a lot of both stags, red stags, and fallow bucks. I only ever saw one full-on fight. One. Like, lots of parallel walking, lots of roaring from the stags, lots of grunting from the bucks, lots of display, but I only ever saw one full-on fight. And that actually ended up involving 3 bucks, right? So there was 2 bucks that were very evenly matched, and, like, you can see from the pictures that they're very, very close in body size, in antler size. They were very close. And then a third buck came in and actually rammed his antlers into the sides of both of the other bucks. Because they're vulnerable, right? They're so focused on fighting, they don't care. Like, they didn't care. I was in a vehicle with one of the, obviously the staff members, because I was there on work experience, and we went for a drive around the deer park. They didn't care how close the vehicle got. They were so focused on, you know, fighting that other buck. And yeah, this third buck came in and just rammed his antlers straight into the sides of the other two. I was surprised they didn't just start bleeding out. The force behind it was insane. I've got pictures of that fight, and it's actually my only full-on like rut fight pictures ever. Out of all of the times I've seen deer in deer parks in the wild, that is the only fight I've ever witnessed. Which is like, that's what I'm saying, like, it's crazy how you can be in the right place, see all the displaying, and not actually see many fights out of all of the deer that are actually there contending. You see like 8 fights a year just from hunting. That's lucky. I'm very jealous. It could be that whitetail are slightly more aggressive than, say, red, fallow, roe. But yeah, I've never seen a wild fight. I have seen them rutting in the wild for fallow. I've, you know, actually filmed a fallow buck on a stand. Like, because that's what they make a little stand. And he was grunting and grunting and grunting and managed to track him down by the sound of his grunting. And he had a group of does with him, so it was cool. Being on a farm, did you try to intervene or let them have it? It wasn't a farm, it was like a castle with a deer park, like, for people to go and look at. And, yeah, no, they were, even though they were in a park, they were allowed to just go for it, like, their natural behaviours. So, yeah, they fought and fought and fought until the smaller one, or the less dominant buck at that point, broke away. And it was very intense. Very, very intense. Absolutely amazing to watch. Like I said, it's the only fight I've ever seen out of all of the deer that I've seen. So, it's pretty incredible. Always, like, when I've been to places during the rut, you're always kind of low-key hoping that maybe 2 will have a proper go at it to get some pictures. But, unfortunately not. I have seen, like, sort of mini skirmishes, but very quickly one of them goes, nah, this isn't my fight, and leaves. You saw a video on Instagram, and this person harvested an elk with another elk's tine in its skull that went through its eye. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, very easy for one to get killed in that situation. And it's pretty rare for, from what I understand, for a fight to result in a straight up death. Obviously, you have incidences where bucks get locked up, or, you know, time goes through their head or stuff like that. But in general, the smaller one will break away and run off, and he's maybe got a few cuts and bruises, but is generally, like, alive. But I remember watching a clip, I believe it was from Germany, of some red deer during the rut. And it was incredible footage. Like, they were fighting, really, really fighting. And eventually, the weaker stag of the 2 decided, okay, yeah, not my fight. Broke away from the other stag. But the other stag was still not happy, and actually turned around just in time to ram his antlers full on into the side of the other stag. Kind of like the fallow I was describing previously. But his antlers did go through. And that stag, the smaller one, ran, and it only ran, I don't know, not far at all. And then it was like it had been shot. It just, all of a sudden, exactly like if a deer had been shot. I won't make it too graphic, but, you know, mouth open and drop. It was just like it had been shot in the lungs. It obviously, the antlers had gone through and pierced all the way through, which, again, proves that it's a risky business for them. Which, yeah, they're just incredible animals, but that's why you don't want to mess with them. Especially during the rut. You've seen a video of an albino moose in someone's backyard. He started attacking the lawnmower. I'd be like, have the lawnmower. I don't mind. Stay as long as you like. Beat up the lawnmower. Eat all the grass. Just stay. And let me take pictures. That's all I ask. You saw a video of a domestic goat get into a headbutting match with a bighorn sheep. Didn't end well for the goat. Yeah. Bighorn are crazy. Bighorn are just insane. Like, so on the, on any skull, human, deer, sheep, goat, anything, you have what's called suture lines, which is where the different plates, actually like the technical bones of the skull, intersect. And it's really cool, right? I'm sure any deer hunters or people that are interested in biology are going to know this. But the suture lines for animals that are likely to fight using their heads, so things like the sheep species, goat species, deer species, they have super, super, super intricate suture lines, like down the middle of their skull, like where the impact will happen. And what that actually allows is there's some flexibility in there, right? So when a pair of bighorn sheep slam their heads together, or a pair of rutting deer slam their antlers together, there's a lot of force in there. A lot of force. And if they didn't have flexibility, their skulls would just shatter. And what's really, really cool is if you pick up a skull from, obviously, a clean specimen of a deer or a goat or a sheep or whatever, and grab the goat's or sheep's horns or the deer's antlers, you can straight up wiggle the skull about. Like, it will move and flex. Which is just, it's such a cool design of biology. And honestly, I've got a whitetail skull here. It was a farm buck, but getting a whitetail skull here in the UK is hard anyway. It was a farm buck that died in velvet. And the suture lines on it are like nothing I've ever seen. They're the most extreme sutures I've ever seen on any skull. It's really, really incredible. When I've got a proper camera again, I plan to take pictures of it because it is so cool, I think. Mel would be taking action pictures of the moose attacking the lawnmower. Dang right. Be like, look, I have one of the coolest, rare things in my garden attacking my lawnmower. I would be thrilled. If that moose is distracted, it's time to get the camera out. You saw a video of on Instagram, two bighorn sheep fighting, and when they butted heads, it sounded like a gunshot going off. Yeah, exactly. It's insane. Actually insane. Like, their biology, to be able to cope with that. Like, the force that they smash into each other with is just wild. Like, I think it's something that gets taken for granted when they're fighting. You know, you're looking on, and as a human, you're like, okay, it's maybe not, I don't know, perhaps hard to comprehend, because, you know, we don't smash our heads together like that. But the biology that has to just go into being to allow that to happen is insane. Because, like I said, if they didn't have those intricate suture lines and all the cushioning, effectively, for those blows, they would just... it would just shatter. It would just shatter from the sheer force. You can't explain how badly you want a bighorn ram skull. They're so darn cool. Yeah, I would love a bighorn ram. I mean, even domestic sheep have, like, the same thing, of course. you know, being related, they have those crazy suture lines and stuff. But yeah, an actual bighorn, a proper bighorn ram skull, that would be so cool to actually see in person. I think I would be in awe. There's so much that you can learn about a species, like, through looking at their biology and understanding their biology. And I feel that's something that gets lost on people sometimes, is when you take a look at things like their bones and how they've adapted and how they actually manage to survive in the ways that they do, I feel like you gain an extra appreciation for the animal. Because again, you're going into that deeper level of, like, understanding. And yeah, I definitely, like, sometimes do, just like, how'd you do that? Like, that's incredible. Nature's just amazing. Literally the coolest things. That's a 3. I feel like these streams are like half Call of the Wild, and then like the rest of it is like storytelling and talking about biology and stuff and animals, which is great, and it makes me really happy. I get to be nerdy. Is my volume low? I leaned back a bit. I can lean forward again. Because like, as I explained, I'm sat on a bed, and so I kind of leaned back a little bit because my one leg was uncomfy. So, seems low to you. You had your car at 13, you can barely hear. I can try turning it up a little bit if this isn't better. I know it was okay at the start of stream. Fine on your laptop speakers, also still not even home yet. Oh gosh, Christian. Same earlier. I can try and turn it up if it still needs turning up. Like I said, I've leant forward again. I may have leaned too far back while I was getting comfy. My one leg was hurting a little bit. You can always turn it down. Okay, I'm gonna... If I do that... Does that sound louder? Is that better? Like, I hope that that hasn't done anything else. But let me know, how does this sound? Louder, better, clearer? Any of the things? Just let me know. If it's not better, I'll go into OBS. We'll have a pause and I'll go into OBS and see if I can do anything. You have your phone volume at max, so you might be low. Of course, you thought this pheasant zone is a good placement. It's freaking so low, of course. They love to do that. You too. Is it okay? Is it still low then? Right. Give me 2 seconds. Let me pop into OBS. Okay, how about now? I've turned it up quite a bit. How's that looking? Or sounding, I guess. How's it going? Does this sound louder? Is it better? I don't have a whole lot more I can turn it up at this point, but if I need to, I'll turn it even up. You think it's really low? Right, I'll pull it all the way up then. But if that gets really loud, you're gonna have to tell me. That's as loud as I can make it now. On OBS. And I'm like closer to the mic now, so that's about as loud as I can make it, I think. It's better than before. I'll turn the dial on this again. But I don't know if it'll start picking up my fan, because I feel like it did when I was testing. Okay, what about now? I've turned the actual volume up on the microphone. I don't know. Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Like I said, you'll have to let me know. And if you can hear my fan now, you'll have to let me know. All of the things. But I have put it up to max in OBS, and I have put it, like, up on the dial on the mic. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. You've noticed no change at all? Audio output is weird? What the heck? I've literally put... OBS was like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. Just over halfway. And now it's all the way. That's better when you shoot your gun. Can barely hear the fan. I apologise. As long as it's not like grrr in your ears, then I guess that'll be okay. I've got it turned to the side, so it's more just circulating air. So I hope that this is okay. I do apologise. I don't... like, you've got to let me know, chat. If audio comes through and it's too quiet or anything, gotta let me know, because I can't tell, like, without, obviously... If, like... I'd have to open my own stream and try and listen to it, and then you'd get double audio. So, thank you for letting me know that it was a bit quiet. Obviously, still fairly new to this, and then I think everybody seems to have issues with audio at times. It seems to be the number one thing. Audio's fine for you, Luke? Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, it's not bad, don't worry about it. Well, I just gotta make sure, like, that it's good, because if something, say, pops up, you know, not aside from just making sure that everyone can hear me, if something pops up, I want to be able to have the clip as well. So it's really, really important. How long am I streaming for? I mean, it's only 11 for me. Probably a few more hours yet. Unless my boyfriend messages and he wants to spend some time this evening. There, like, once he's finished his stream, because he's streaming over on Twitch. Then I'll probably just keep going. Probably. Goodness. Hi, Bear. I almost feel like the volume button on the mic has turned up the volume that I hear. Because that was so loud. But I don't know what the buttons do yet on the mic, so I don't know. Maybe? But I'm a lot closer to it now. Hang on, I'll lift the arm up as well and, like, closer to me. And hopefully now I'm not too loud. Especially if I get excited. Because something cool happens, which is what we want to happen. I hear them geese that are always around here. The geeses. You can hear the fan. Right, okay. I think... Okay, I'll turn that down a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's affecting what I can hear from the mic. Central European time, correct? I believe so. London time. How does that sound now? Fan noise? Good? Bad? Clear? Awful? Terrible? Really, really bad? If it's bad, like, still, I'll have to switch the fan off. But then the thing is, the laptop is running its own fan. I'm so loud. Screaming, raving. I think you're taking the mickey out of me, Teak, somehow. I think you might be winding me up, Teaks. Am I possibly correct in this assumption? Mind you, I'm being goofy, not serious. Don't think anyone here actually cares about the fan noise. It sounds like a waterfall. I'm getting so many different responses, like, how am I supposed to know what to do? Right, I'm gonna turn that dial. Right. If I turn it back to here. Now, try it. Now, how is it sounding? Better? I've turned it all the way back to roughly where it was. But I'm maxed out in OBS. And I'm closer to the mic. Like, has it changed during the stream then? Because, like, I asked at the very start if it was great, and everyone said it was. So, I don't know if it has changed somehow. Like I said, I leaned back, but I didn't think it would affect it that much. It didn't when I was recording. Is it OBS? I don't know. A waterfall? What fan are you hearing? If it's louder, turn down on your end, chat. I'm trying really hard and now I'm panicking. I might stop just in case. Like, until we all decide if the audio's okay. Right, I'll turn the main fan off. Hang on. Main fan is off. But the laptop fan is still on, because I can't switch that off, you know, as part of the laptop. Like, I cannot make that stop. No, it's fine, really. You're gonna head out now? No bad? Yeah, it's gonna be getting late for you, isn't it? Take care. Have a good night. Sleep well. Thank you for joining the stream, as always. Good to see you, as always. Thank you for being here. Hopefully people let me know what the volume is like now. It's really fine, don't worry about it. Them just crazy people, you're all good. 100% honest, the fan you just turned off was like a tiny hiss in the background. I mean, if it was making any difference, at least it's not there now. But am I clear now? Because everyone was saying I was quiet. Also, the ambient ASCII sound is also a tiny hiss. You have very good headphones on, you wouldn't even know it was a fan. No headphones here, did not notice the fan at all. So ultimately you weren't even aware there was a fan until you clicked it? Yeah, I guess. Like, it was basically, I guess, just sounded like background noise. Been clear the whole time. Okay, I'm more confused than anything at this point, so I think I'll just leave it as it is now and just keep going. I was never quiet for you. You've been clear the entire time. But I think you're projecting your voice a bit more. Okay. And like I said, I have moved closer to the mic. We have become closer. There is a thick male. I thought there might be. Thought we might have had a bounce. We have had a bounce. This zone seems to like collecting bounces, so... Do, 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 do. If only that had been the great one. Would have been pretty cool. Well, I was hoping that would get, like, into the spine. He'll die fairly quick anyway, but we'll run round this way and go to the last point. Saw him. So that'll make it easier to collect. And we'll get him picked up, and then we'll move on. Hopefully, they continue to act pretty good. It sounded like the ASCII ambient sound, and the mic placement projection is affecting personal volume, which is fine. And the fan was negligible differences, okay. I was worried when I got told that it sounded like a waterfall. Like, that sounds loud, so. You're using Sennheiser headphones? Yeah, they're pretty cool. Muleys are such tanks. They really are, to be fair. Like, you hit all the things, Teak. Yeah. I had some Sennheiser headphones, which I was going to try streaming with those at one point. But I actually found they weren't that good for volume. For, like, audio recording and stuff. So, I didn't do that. Do you think we can shoot down a map too much that it can hurt the grind? Yeah, I get to a point sometimes, I think, where there's too many small ones on the map. And then what I do is tend to take out just a couple of small ones here and there, just to try and boost the population of shooters. So, you have We have become closer. Does that sound? Yeah. It does. It does count. Can I make a guide on how to set up a mule deer grind? I can probably do that. I mean, I do have a grind guide on the channel that explains how I set up every single grind, and that includes how I set this one up. If you put in Mel's Gaming, how I grind, I think it was 2023 that I recorded it, but it's still how I do every grind. Thanks, Teak. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. At least that seems to be figured out now. Manitoban elk boy? Would have been nice if that was a random rare. Really, really, really want to get some of the rare Manitoban elk balls. Piebald is the one I want the most. Really like how the both the piebald male and females look, actually, for Manitoban elk. And that makes me wish that there was like a pair multi-mount for them. I really wish that there was more multi-mounts that were just like one male, one female, or a huddle of males. So these guys are going to be gone. But like, we've run all the way basically to this other zone. But we're going to have to go back to change the time. So we shall do just that. Change the time forward. And then we'll see if they're here. And hopefully they will be. And then, I mean, seeing as that there was that big bouncer in that other lake, that was probably one of the ones that normally is here. So, the piebald Manitoban elk is so gorgeous. I love pies with pink noses. Yes, me too. That's why I like the, it's such a strange name, but the dripple drizzle fur type. Or, is it drizzle? Is it drizzle dripple or dripple drizzle? Dripple drizzle? I get that mixed up for some reason. But, yeah, I really like that because it's got the pink nose. I think it's really cute. And it's just, I think it's pretty when you examine it, like, closer up than in just, like, screenshots and stuff. Because there's a lot of detail in that fur, like the darker lines and stuff. There is sort of more to it than just a piebald. So that's why I like that fur so much. I think it's really nice. God, we have just all the tiny males here. Goodness me. Like, I'm not even going to bother this time. Like, bruh. These are barely, but ooh, I lie. Come past the tree. Thank you. You know, I heard a rumour that you can actually hear a waterfall by clicking the subscribe button. It becomes a rushing stream when you become a Mel famous channel member. Lol. You've been calling it the drizzle fur, and you agree it's your favourite muley fur? Yeah, I think it's underrated. I don't know what people... I think generally, like the Dusky Drift and the Milky Way are people's favourites. You know, they're up there for me. But I really do like the dripple drizzle or drizzle dripple. Dripple drizzle. I think it's dripple drizzle. For some reason I'm getting that all mixed up today. The piebalds. I wish it was just fabled piebalds. Like for the whitetail. I guess they don't want it to be the same as the whitetail and that's why they call it that. But something like with piebald. Because it is a piebald at the end of the day. Like... it should have been something like fabled pie. That level 4 freaked me out for a second there, I won't lie to you. I don't even really know why. Cinnamon stripes are super underrated. Yeah, like, I don't think it deserves the hate. I just wish it was more dramatic, like I said. I wish they'd gone full out with it. Like, I wish that instead of the stripes being like a light or sort of a dark brown on the light background, that they were, like, really, like, dark, almost black stripes. You know what I mean? Like, really go for that contrast. Seeing as if you're already putting stripes there, sort of really go for it. And then I think I would rate it higher. It's my least favourite fur, but I don't hate it. Petal Puff is a strong second to me. I really like the Petal Puff. And it amazes me that a lot of people don't like the Petal Puff, but they love the, why can't I think what it's called? Birch? The fabled birch moose? Because it's almost the exact same. Like, it looks so, so close to the fabled birch moose. In terms of coloration and stuff. The mule deer, great on fur names are doing entirely too much. Otherwise you really like them. Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. Milky Way is good. Dusky Drift, I don't mind. They could have just called it Dusky. Or, I don't know. Snowdrift wouldn't really work. But, like, I guess it was probably inspired by that in a way. Because of it, like, with a ski, maybe? I don't know. But, yeah, Dripple Drizzle, I'd have just made Fabled Piebald. Cobweb Enigma. Oh, it's a cool name, but, like, yeah, I don't know what else you would really call that for. Patches? Fabled Patches? Patchwork? Something like that? The mule and fox names are stupid. I like the fox names. But because they're flower names. Like, they're all like flower / plants. So, I really like them. I think they're pretty. We're getting so many, like, big level 4s, right? But we haven't had a 5 yet today. Maybe something is stirring in the waters. Fabled Giraffe, that's just another name for the Cobweb Enigma. I mean, it is kind of giraffe-like, right? Okay, Flo. Oh my gosh. Can't read that one out. Can't read that one out. Did that not hit him? Oh, he turned just in time. Stop. Cease. That got you, though. Probably not. Oh, no, decently. He's dying pretty quick. Cherry Blossom, 10 out of 10. Yeah, I really would like the Cherry Blossom Fox. I really, really would. Cherry Blossom, Blood Moon, Mystic Snowdrop. Would be really happy with any of those. I think they all look really cool. Oh, and Midnight Poppy, too. Enigma's just a dapple. Yes, Fabled Dapple. That would have been a nice name. Yeah, I do feel like the mule deer fur names are kind of random for the most part. Like, I don't know why. I feel like they're kind of random in general, to be fair. They're not really, I don't know, Cobweb Enigma and, like, I don't know. I feel like Cobweb Enigma's a real out of the park one, to me, personally. And Cinnamon Stripes is, again, kind of that same thing. It's just, like, really out there. Which, again, I don't mind. But go full out with it if you're gonna do it. Personally. Instead of Cinnamon Stripes, make it Tiger Stripes. And literally black stripes on it. Down the back. I would really not mind that at all. I think that would look pretty cool. And maybe stripes up the legs, kind of similar to the Peppermint Fox. Or even just Fabled Cobweb, yeah. I wouldn't have minded that, yeah. Fabled Cobweb is just less of a mouthful. Fabled Storm, yeah. It generally feels like they go with a kind of theme for Great Ones and Great One names for the most part. But I don't know, this one is one of the ones that seems to not really have a pattern. It's almost like they feel generated, very artificial. Yeah. I don't know. There's something different about the mule deer furs. I can't quite put my finger on it. Like, Milky Way and Dusky Drift, I feel like are the most, not standard Great One furs, but maybe the closest to things we've had in the past. And Petal Puff. Petal Puff is literally the birch moose. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise. It's basically the same colour palette and everything. So, I don't know. The others are kind of, but then Dripple Drizzle wouldn't be so standoutish if it didn't have such a strange name. If it was just Fabled Piebald, we'd all be like, oh yeah, Piebald. We're getting so many big 4s. Look at this. Like, all these max weight estimate 4s. The patterns or the names? Kind of both. Like, kind of both, in a way. Mule were created by AI. I just... Like, I kind of wish there was, like, a... The patterns... Wait. Yeah, no, I don't feel they were AI. I know that they're created by the artists. For sure. But... Yeah, they do feel artificial in that way. It, like... That they're not as, It's so hard to describe. Like I said, I can't quite put my finger on it, but they're so not the same as other great ones in that way. And I don't hate it for that either, by the way. Really don't hate it for that. Go for it, like I said. Unique things, great. Absolutely awesome. Go for it. More of it. Yes, please. All the time. Give us cool and unique things to hunt, and I am a happy girl. But they're just different. Not a complaint. Think it's a byproduct to give the artists some freedom in the process? Yeah, totally. It's just, like, they're less themed, I think. A bit more deviating from, like, what we've seen before. They just feel unnatural. Some of the racks and furs and names. Yeah, I wish I do wish the names were different. Just Dripple Drizzle makes that fur... Like, it's a really cool fur, but I feel like people meme it because it's got a funny name. Does that make sense? And I feel like it's such a nice fur, you know? Instead of giving us things we have. Yeah, like exactly. And like I said, I have no problem with that. Do all the crazy things. As long as it looks cool, you know, like I said in the stream the other day, as long as they don't give us the kind of, like, bear with a toilet seat on its head kind of thing, then I'm more than happy. Makes you think of ice cream? I think of ice cream as well. I think of ice cream with the Dripple Drizzle. Maybe that's what they were going for, like, chocolate ice cream. Kind of does look like that. Level 3 mountain hares do exist. Congrats on the last diamond. Thank you, Prince Pyramid. We've technically still got to get snow geese, but I feel like we could get a snow goose. I probably shouldn't say that because now I'm never going to get one. But touch wood, I feel like, you know, because you can put decoys out for them and stuff and see a good number of them. And, you know, if worse comes to worse, I could grind for one. And it would be a lot less painful than trying to grind for the hares. Which I did try, by the way. Wasn't very successful. Yeah, so I feel like we can get a snow goose. So, and then we'll be back, finally, after years of not being able to have every diamond in the game, and always having to say every diamond except mountain hare. We'll be able to say every diamond again, which will be an amazing relief. Level 3. Now, are we going to have another? I think not. I think it's going to be a 3 and a 2 that we take out here. Interesting. Why attentive? Wind, I guess? Yeah, okay. There's not a bigger butt coming in. We'll try and get that 1 2. That 1 2. That kind of, like, worked in 2 different ways. Grouse noises. Can you not dodge my shots, please? There we go. We got him, I think, twice. Can't believe the moose didn't get a fabled maple. Oh, that would have been cool. You can't get over the drizzle. Looks like it's wearing piebald tights. There was another fur at one point that said someone... Oh, the fabled silver fallow deer. Someone said it looked like it was wearing stockings because of the black back legs. And I remember being like, now I can't unsee that. Like, that's forever now I'm gonna see that. Still love that fur though. It was so much work. I'm so glad that we finally managed to get one. Yeah, silver fallow. It was definitely the silver fallow. And the Danny DeVito pheasants, right? And I couldn't unthink it every time once that had been said. The Danny DeVito pheasants. I just kept thinking of the meme every time. I do want to go back to pheasants at some point as well. Would really like to get the pearl and the emeralds. Actually, to be fair, and the citrine. The citrine is cool. Really cool. It's like a phoenix looking colour. So I really wouldn't mind going back to pheasants either. So maybe when we go back to fox, we do fox and pheasant at the same time. Because I do have a dual grind setup. And that's how I was getting things to work. So I guess we'll be doing both at the same time. So yeah, I guess after Muleys. Well, it depends, I suppose. Like, what month are we in? September, October, November, December. And it's the 12th today. So it'll be 13th. I guess it depends. Like, if mule deer start popping and we get a few muleys, and then I'm like, sweet, I'm happy with the mule deer we've got, then we'll probably go back to fox and pheasants. But otherwise, we could well be on, like, Great One muleys until a new map comes out. And then when the new map comes out, I'll be focused for a while on trying to get, like, I would hope there's going to be new species on it. So, any new species diamonds, new rares and stuff for at least a while. And then, if there's a new Great One, of course, then we'll be chasing after that to make sure that we get one of those. And then we'll end up coming back to Muleys, probably. And then it will be like, oh, do we go back to Fox after that? So, I guess it all kind of works out how it works out. We'll have to just see. Dripple drizzle just makes you think of something a 12-year-old or a teenager would say. Yeah, it's kind of like, almost like slang term, kind of. I feel like if like you won a game or something on Fortnite, it might be something like that kind of thing. And like I said, it's such a lovely fur that I feel it's a shame that it kind of gets memed on a bit. Do we know if the pheasants can get both styles of feather caps? It seems like they are like specific to the feather types. So, like, Sapphire will always have the same crest, and Obsidian will always have the same crest, sort of thing. Hey, Donovan! Hi! Welcome back, Great One Queen. So glad you are finally back. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Like, can they get the full hair and the DeVito per colour and pants or clean legs? No, it's specific. Sapphires always have the pants. And Obsidian always has, like, the clean legs, for example, because they've actually got stripy legs. They're the only one with, like, clean legs that has, like, a unique pattern on the legs, which was something I found fascinating when I got my Obsidian. They've got, like, proper black and almost like a white/pale cream colour leg. Or I could be grinding Bighorn for a super rare, or mountain goats, or DeVito forgive albino bob white. I would love an albino bob white, but I can't grind for one. I think that would have to be something that I found organically. I just don't think I could. I don't know. And if I was going to grind for one, it would be on Mississippi. Just because there's the open fields and stuff. And also, sorry, I'm a bit sniffly now. My nose has gone funny. All sniffly all of a sudden. I better not be getting sick. I swear to God. I don't need to be getting sick again. I've got the immune system of just... that doesn't exist, basically, at this point. Another big four. Like, so many big fours. Again, it's got me wondering if I'm missing something and I don't like that. Yeah, I love the pants, too. It reminds me of, like, when we used to have rare breed chickens. And you'd get, like, the bantams with the fluffy legs. They were great. You wish foxes had randomised levels of floof. You'd like to see a very fluffy cherry blossom. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. Don't know if you were here. But when they posted, like, little short clips of the Great One foxes, they posted a clip of a cherry blossom stretching out, and it was a fluffy one. And it got me really excited at the time, because it was before they came out, that maybe they had done that it was, like, random. So, I was really disappointed that it seems like all cherry blossoms have, like, short fur, all, say, licorice foxes have, like, long fur. I wish it was random, too. More variety, like, even in something that doesn't have antlers is always cool, or horns, or, you know, whatever. How is the new laptop? It's amazing. It's been really, really good so far, and I'm just glad to be able to play. I'm so glad to be able to play. You vote for anything grinded that isn't a Great One species just for variety? See, the problem is I don't really like grinding, if I'm honest. Like, I like the things that grinding gets you, but I don't like grinding. I prefer going on a hunt. And I only really grind Great One species because I'm after a Great One, and I know that chances of me getting one without grinding, or, you know, getting multiple variants without grinding, is so insanely low that it's just, you know, it probably wouldn't happen. So that's really why I do the grinds. Like, the process is, it's not unbearable. I don't hate it, but I would rather go and hunt things. Hey, Ben Swag? Ben Swag? I'm not sure. Tell me if I'm getting it wrong, I'm sorry. But Ben. Hi, Ben. You swear to God that they can, but think the odds are low AF? Well, I've never seen, so far, of all the foxes, I've never seen one with, like, a differing fur length. Maybe it is a thing, but why would they make that such a rare thing if it is? Like, I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way. Like, I don't know, maybe it is a really, really stupidly rare thing. Like the typical Great One whitetail rack, which I don't understand why that is so insanely rare. I really wish it wasn't. I wish that the racks kind of had, like, even chances of spawning, and then I would be tempted to grind more for whitetail to try and get the other racks. Because, you know, I did so much grinding trying to get a drop tine rack, and I can't even get that. So, it's, yeah, I don't understand, really. I think the only thing that maybe should have different odds for a Great One is something that, I don't know, is completely unique. Maybe it's like the tip whitetail or pied whitetail. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Who knows? I guess unless someone pops up with a fluffy cherry blossom that we can tell is legit, or a non-fluffy licorice. Those are the two that I keep popping into my head as, like, the example ones. I guess until either of those things happen, we kind of won't know. That's awesome. I'm really glad you're back and enjoying the new laptop. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm so glad to be back to gaming. I have genuinely found that I'm way more relaxed again, having sort of my escape to go to. Because obviously, moving and everything's been a really stressful process. And then I didn't have my PC. Like, when we were planning the move here, it was all like, okay, we'll have internet by, like, this day, like, once we've moved in, and then I'll be able to, you know, do content again and stuff, but I didn't even have a PC, so it was strugs. But yeah, I'm way more relaxed now, having the PC again. It makes me feel more relaxed, more settled. And it also means if I can't sleep or whatever, that I can do gaming and it's something productive, rather than just sitting, scrolling through my phone. So yeah, huge relief to have the laptop back. Or a new laptop, rather, I should say, because it's not having one back. It's a full new setup. That's way better than the old one. Thanks for the stream. Good luck and happy hunting. You too, Jamie. Thank you so much for being here. Good luck. Hope you find some awesome trophies on your next hunts. And yeah, just thank you for showing up. It's a tricky angle. That went straight over his back. We'll try and get him in a second. It's that one in the front. There we go. Can actually make those shots. It's so nice having the controller I can make those shots, for real. Because it was making it even harder to grind, having a controller where I couldn't make those kind of shots. Like, as long as you hit them with the 300, they're gonna die, so that's the advantage of using the 300. You hope when you get a new Great One Whitetail, you get the drop time rack. It's my favourite Great One Whitetail rack. And after all the grinds I did, I think I've got 13? 12 or 13 Great One Whitetail. The only quote-unquote rare rack I ever got was the short stubby rack. Which is definitely not common. Like, you look at how often that thing is posted, it's not often. So, that's the only one of the rarer ones I got. Pro tip, if you can't sleep, you can open up YouTube/Mel's Gaming and browse the amazing catalogue of content guaranteed to give pleasant dreams and make you better at life. Graves, I love that you come up with these little advertisements. They amuse me. They're great. All the big rack. Sorry. I was giggling there and looking at chat, and I stopped auto-running. What ones do you have, GunHub, for Whitetail? Or one, like, which ones do you have? Goodness, that caught me. That one did. Make you better at life. As if I am good at life. Oh, that really tickled me, that one. Oh. We'll have to let Graves have his, like, own commands. Of which ones, I'll have to give him mod and let him make commands of different ones that he's come up with. What else are you supposed to use your marketing A-level for, if not shameless promo? Didn't know you had a marketing A-level. Interesting. Anywho, you're off to bed. By the way, stream more often. I think I've only not streamed for like 1 day or 2 days out of the time I've had the laptop so far, but I will try. I'll try to do even more, I promise. All the content, I'm trying, I promise. But I hope you have a lovely good night's sleep, and you get all the good rests, and thank you for popping in. Very much appreciated. I'm also not sure if this is the one... I don't know which deer this is, I'll be honest. And I think I hit one more up here. So we might have to go back after I've tracked this one down, just to make sure I don't miss one. Because I can't remember how many I shot. If anyone remembers how many I shot, let me know. Because I don't know if this is the one I took a really long shot on when he was trotting, but I think that one's going to be up the mountain based on the direction he went. Who knows? You just realised something? I'm not the president of the No Hares Club no more. Nope. Nope. It's a sad day, but you'll take the seat. I pass it on to you, Graves. If you remember, the one that you have is the cluster rack, and the other one... Oh, so you probably got cluster in Kinsco. And it was named after him because he actually found it first. Which, you know, that's a cool way to get a rack named after you. I feel like, in terms of, like, naming racks and stuff, like, that's how it should work. Like, if you're the first one to find something, then it gets known after you, because you're the person that found it, kind of thing, right? That's, I think, a cool thing. But nowadays they show the racks and stuff, because otherwise they tend to get revealed to us via less than cool means, let's say. Former president of the No Mountain Hare Club, new founder of the No Snow Goose Club. The snow with the no snow goose. That was terrible, I'm sorry. Bad puns. I spend too much time around Flinter, clearly. Starting to pick up on the dad jokes. I hear that wolf. Last time we got attacked here, it was a level 9 in this particular spot. And it was a troll. We don't want another troll. Be like a level 9 acro mela or charcoal mela, because both of those are cool. And now both have rare furs because of EW. Oh, with the fur bug? That's really unfortunate. Yikes. I wish there was a way of fixing that. That was one of my all-time least favourite issues of Call of the Wild. Like, obviously, no issue's a good issue, right? But, that was the one that hit me the hardest. That's the one that affected me the most, personally. Yeah, exactly, Blue. Snow goose. Yeah, so there was one more deer here. I was right. There was 2 that had not the best of shots, but, you know, they'll be dead, so that's what we need. And just hope that the thing respawns as a level 10. Please. Please. Starting to lose, like, a little bit of hope. Like, there's I don't know. I get a bit, not shaken. That's not the word I'm looking for. But, like, I'm like, is this gonna show up at some point? Is something wrong? Will this one actually show itself? Is this the one that won't? Like, it's like, starts getting in your head. By the way, in case anyone has the same problem as you, Manitoba and elk are great for replacing red deer on rack-only mounts. Interesting. Where'd dog go? I lost dog. Dog over there. How do animals in the Himalayas get energy? By drinking the monster, of course. Oh my god, Blue. Terrible. You got a melanistic female coyote during that time and now it's a common? Oof. Like, I feel like the coyotes were the, forgotten affected trophies of that bug. Which, it was so unfortunate. Because I think they said at the time that it possibly could affect whitetail coyotes and bighorn. Because bighorn got, like, new furs and, like, retextured or something. But bighorn seemed to be fine. Whitetail were the one most people had issues with, because a lot more people had trophy whitetail. And then coyotes were also affected. Ugh. That's so unfortunate. Such a rare trophy as well. That's actually really sad. I don't know what's more sad. Losing a trophy in a way that it became a common, or having a common become a rare when it shouldn't be, for, like, a great one. Both of those I feel like are equally pretty bad. Yeah, still alive, Christian. Just gone midnight for me now. 2 minutes past midnight. Yeah. I don't know, might go for another hour or 2. I am feeling like I've got a bit of a scratchy throat. Maybe because, like, I recorded today and then went to the doctors and that was, like, a lot of stress. And I tend to get, for some reason, a scratchy voice. I don't know. We'll see. And, you know, if something crazy starts happening, if we have, like, loads of 5s suddenly popping up, then we might see. We'll see. It's all very dependent on how these deer want to act. And whether they want to be kind or they want to be mean. I tell you where we are going to go, chat. We're going to go back to the river spot as well. And just check from the other side that there hasn't been a bouncer into there. Just in case. Because I'm feeling paranoid. It's whatever at this point. Welcome back. WF Fishing. Oh, you did say to call you something else and I've forgotten what it is. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. They will be live when the hares rise up from the nether realm to reclaim the prince that Mel stole from them. They can pry it from my cold, dead hands. That hare is not going anywhere. I will fight for it. Right, so we're going to pop up here while I think about it. Because we checked from one side, but we'll check from the other side today as well. Just to be sure. Because like I said, feeling a little paranoid. Because we're getting lots of big 4s, and then this happened last time, and then there was actually a 5 lurking. I'd rather just check. There's more deer here than there was last time, that's for sure. Doesn't look like there's a single good sized male though, so looks like we're okay. For this zone anyway. There's a 3, but I think I was leaving him here because these 2 zones are a pain, honestly. Because you can only really, because of how they're positioned, you can only really shoot one zone from this spot at a time really easily, or at least how I've got it set up. Like, I can either spawn on that side and shoot across to this zone, or spawn at this tent and shoot across to that zone. And either way, the other herd is going to spook, so interesting. But doesn't look like there's anything to worry about. Hexy, that's it. I'm so sorry. Hi, Bird King. Why are all guns and tents blue? Because blue is my favourite colour. So my favourite gun is blue, my favourite pair of binoculars is blue, and my tents are blue. And this is my favourite blue camo, or just blue colour in the game. I like the different shades. That's why all the channel stuff is blue. My icon, my banner, the membership badges, the emotes. If anyone would like to use any of the emotes, they're all blue as well. Any great ones yet? None, unfortunately. We're still trying. We're still trying. And I feel like mule deer aren't going to produce. I don't know, I'm starting to get it in my head that they're not going to want to do it. Also, I think it's because of the whitetail grind that you don't really care for Rancho, just got burnt out on it from the grind. Yeah. Feel that. She blew dabba dee. Yeah, blue best colour. 'Tis the favourite. So therefore, the things I use the most are blue. Is pretty, makes me happy. I do kind of like the blue metallic medal, but it's not my favourite, if I'm honest. I wish it was more blue. You look at all those emotes. Graves got timed out for oh, Graves. I'm sorry, that's my fault. Nightbot, you meanie. GunHub was able to post them. I feel so bad, I'm sorry. We gotta work on Nightbot, we gotta do that. Probably before next stream. I am supposed to be doing a collab stream with Pro this weekend. So, that's exciting. We're going to test the Discord call and like playing the game and stuff tomorrow at the same time, just to test it, to see if it is like a problem my end, or if it was Discord or what. But if it works, then we'll be doing a collab. Or if it, you know, if we can fix it, if it is a problem. You're so sick of Mule Deer now, Burb King, you want one good combo? I'm sorry. I wish they'd just spawn some great ones for me. Like, I'm not really fussy about the combos even, I just want some more. But they're not playing ball at the minute, and it's, like I said, it's starting to make me a little bit paranoid that I'm, like, missing something. Darn Wrenchy. Mean Nightbot, mean. I swear, if I've gotten sick, I really don't want to be sick again. But I'm starting to feel like I have. But then I am generally just sore and achy and feeling rough from earlier. So who knows. My arm is still... It's like genuinely there's a bulge on my arm from where she managed to get blood. Like, it's actually quite significant. Holy. That's bad. No wonder that's sore. Oh my god. There's like... Okay. You know the bump, like, if you've got your hand, like, flat, there's the bump of your wrist, like, going up onto your arm? I've got another bump, like, going up again. My arm kind of looks like stairs at the minute. You feel like I should get it soon? I really hope. That would be very nice. Wrenchy could be an insult. Yeah, it's just like the AI insults. To a mechanic. Yeah, definitely to a mechanic. To be fair, first 2 weeks of September is sick season in the UK. Generally cold, damp and unpleasant. Yeah, and like I said, I've got a really bad immune system. That's something they don't tell you is, like, generally with autism and anxiety and stuff, having such high levels of stress and stuff makes your immune system really weak. So I catch everything. It's really annoying. Big 4? That's not normal. No, it's not. It's a big bump on my... oh my gosh, it's like a huge circle. Yikes. That's gonna be... oh god. I've been sat, like... I'm sat cross-legged, and so I've got my arm, like, resting. It's not touching anything right now, where that site is. But if that touches something, that's gonna hurt real bad. If I lie down later and lie on that arm, I will know about it. What's hunting pressure? Clear. Cool. Because we've got multiple bucks that need to die. Him. And spin around. That's the important one. And him. Got them all. Sweet. What? If Komodo dragons were in this game, what class would they be? And would they be able to attack you? They should definitely be able to attack you. And it should be, like, really bad when they do. Like, 2 bites dead, at least. And I think they'd be class 7 or 8. Because they're quite tough and very large. I think 7 or 8. Classics like wolves? I mean, they could be classics like wolves, to be fair. Oh, really, Christian? Lol. Got ice on it. If only I had some ice. Have no ice. No ice at all. I don't even know if we've got ice over in the main house where my parents are. And of course, they're in bed. So I can't go over there right now. Except, like, if my arm decides, like, hey, you're not gonna be okay, then I can go over there. But generally, I'm not gonna go over and disturb them. I think it'll be fine, but it's just really, really swollen. She said it would bruise, but it's more swollen than anything. I don't know whether it maybe bled under the skin or something, which is what a bruise is, and now it's gonna bruise slower, or... I don't know, but that's... yeah, no wonder I felt that. And like I said, I better not smack it on anything. If I walk into a door frame today, I'll know about it. If I have any red meat, the protein can break down the swelling. I don't. Not here, unfortunately. Like, in the main house, yeah, not here. So... the plan was, when we moved in here, that I was going to have, like, a full, like, kitchen, bathroom setup, right? But I had only seen the place once, and it was only in this room. and Mum and Dad had only seen it twice, like 6 months apart, or Dad even, I don't know, and basically kind of misinterpreted how much space there was. The bathroom was super, super tiny, and don't get me wrong, I love this place, but the bathroom is really, really small, and they've put a shower, obviously toilet and sink in there, but the shower is so small that, and the door closes inwards. It's really weird. It's like 2 panes of glass that have like a join in the middle, and then they like fold inwards on themselves, and that's how you open and shut it. And I get really claustrophobic in there. I can't go in there, so I have to go across to the main house for like using the shower and stuff and the bath, because they've got like really big bathroom with big shower and stuff. And the kitchen, I was supposed to have like fridge, freezer, various appliances so that I could like be completely self-sufficient up here. There's a microwave in here and a fridge. That's it. Like, can't fit anything else. It's just too small. What they've done when they built this, because like I said, this is like a room on top of a garage. They've made it so it's a bedroom, living area, and then like a kitchen and bathroom. But I think what they should have done is just made it a bathroom, kitchen, and bedroom, because it's like too much crammed into like the space, and so the kitchen and the bathroom can't really be fully properly used as what they have been put there for. We're gonna have a builder that's coming to look at some stuff in the main house. He's gonna have a look at the bathroom and maybe look at turning it into like a wet room, so that it's not a shower cubicle, so that then you go in there and it's just like the whole room is like the shower, which then wouldn't be so bad. But it's a very, very small room, and then because it's a small room, very small shower, inward facing door, so you get in there and then you're having to shut the door in. Oh, it just makes me so claustrophobic. I start panicking. I really don't like it. Like, it makes me panic. And I don't know why. Like, I don't think I'm generally claustrophobic, but I just really don't like it. Part of me thinks it's because it's glass, and I'm frightened I'll break the glass. So, yeah, it's kind of a thing. But we'll have it looked at. And for the kitchen, it's fine. Again, I can go over to the main house to get food and stuff. I've got a fridge, so I can have cold drinks. And I am going to get, like, an ice maker machine, so that I can make ice for the summer. So, I'll be able to have, like, fresh, cool drinks all the time, which is the most important thing. But, like, if I want to cook or whatever, like, something properly cook it, then case of popping over to the main house, which isn't... It's literally down the stairs and across. It's not a bad, like, problem. But yeah, it's just not quite what we hoped for, so it's not like I can just go and grab something out of a freezer right now. Unfortunately. There was a lot of things with this house that we weren't made aware of. And we've had to have several different people for several different things come over so far, from plumbing to electricians, because of all kinds of different issues that have cropped up. So, yeah, there's been a fair few things that have had to be worked on and that still need to be worked on, but we will get there. We will get there. Relatively large person is uncoordinated and awkward, as most autists are. Super paranoid in a shower because of all the glass. Yeah, I think that's probably my issue, like, as well, because, like, I know I'm a chunky woman. Like, there's no sort of hiding it, because, you know, as I mentioned earlier, PCOS, certain tablets I'm on, and just generally struggling with that. So that's a thing as well. And then I feel like I'm just like, oh, it's glass. I don't want to break it. You're back, loaded up, and heading to get deer camp for the weekend. Your happy place. Oh my gosh, K-Flow. Have an amazing time. I hope you have all the success. All the success. All of the dear success. Not me changing the time one-handed so that I could have a drink. Because that also might have been slightly contributing to the scratchy throat problems. You know. Why are you like this, Mule, dear? It's bothering me. Where have I not gone? I mean, nowhere. Like, I'm checking all the spots, so I don't know. There's only one spot I can think of checking. But there's never anything there. Like, there's a herd there, and it's just been that herd for forever, so I don't know. Oh, it isn't season, it's prep, clean-up and business meeting, but thanks. Well, I still hope you have a fun time. I'm sure, you know, lots of good conversation and stuff. Lots of banter. At least 1 more hour streaming. It's probably at least what I'm gonna do. I mean, it's 20 past 12, so probably go till 1. And then call it, because, yeah, I can feel my throat's getting really tired. Streaming is surprisingly, like, tiring, as I spoke about the other day. As I really do enjoy it, but I think because I run on a lot of nervous energy, that it makes me very tired. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, as someone who doesn't sleep, great. I know I slept pretty good the other day after stream. So maybe it helps work out some of the nervous energy by, like, expelling it somehow? I don't know. I really don't know, but it seems to. I need a sippy mug of tea. I don't drink tea. I'm the worst British person ever. I don't drink tea. I don't drink coffee. I don't really like beans on toast. I'm very bad at being British. I'm just a creature. I saw someone describe themselves earlier. Okay, so it was a post and it was saying, like, oh, you should always make sure that, like, when you're, like, getting ready to go to bed and you've got a partner, that you still look, like, really pretty and presentable. And someone said, look, my partner will see me in all stages of the getting ready process. From being, you know, at my very best to unidentifiable cryptid. And I love that as a description for yourself, like, unidentifiable cryptid. And I think I might start using it. It was definitely me when waiting for the laptop, just like, it's coming tomorrow, it's coming today, waiting, and then, like, literally, it was like 2-3 hours before it was due, and I was just lurking, waiting for it to be delivered. Just like, where is package? Oh. I'm not sure. I think those are the muleys from the other lake. Because these ones are coming in. So I think those are the mules from the other lake here. The one that we normally check second. And they've been spooked over. Pretty sure that's what's happening here. And then I think there's wolves about. So, if we can, make note of him being there. We'll pop that guy, and then that guy. Smooth. Managed it. Cryptid, adding to the Mel lore. Yeah, definitely. When I was looking for stuff that I had to buy for this room, before we moved, on eBay I got a random recommendation of a latex fish mask, and it was like a whole fish, as a latex mask that you could put on your head. And I remember laughing about it in my Discord and saying that I was tempted to buy it, and also a pair of the fish Crocs. And then once we'd moved here, just at night start walking through the village and just become the local cryptid, the fish person. Oh, honestly saying, your husband's very aware of how much I adore Mothman. Mothman's great. Mothman, anything I ever find, like meme-wise with Mothman cracks me up. He thanked you for being a housewife and making dinner and doing laundry, and I was like, your little house gremlin. I love that. Mel peeking at the door, yes. Mel cryptid, just a weird creature that collects animal skulls, lol. Oh god, no. Just imagine, right, this quiet little village, and someone looks out in the middle of the night, and I'm just flopping down the road in a pair of fish Crocs with a latex fish mask on my head. I just had that image in my head of just, like, them having no idea that it was the new neighbour. Just being like, what? Like, that's how local folklore starts. Have you heard of the fish person? If you don't go to bed on time, the fish person comes and gets you. Oh, it was just so funny. It was such a random recommendation. Like, not like all the other recommendations were like, oh, recommended for you, and like various bits of furniture and like stuff that I was actually looking for, and then just a latex fish mask. I really don't know why that was in there, but it was so funny. It was so funny. Caused some funny memes. I feel like if I did that anywhere except for the UK, you might get shot. Yeah. It's not Bigfoot. Not quite. End up on Mountain Monsters as my own feature. The Mountain Monsters guy is trying to catch the fish person. Oh, it's so stupid, but that really, really tickles me. I think it's really funny. Because I feel like if I looked out of the window and saw that I would... I'm not sure what I would do at this point. I might just shrug my shoulders and be like, well... Hashtag mouse streaking. Gosh, Christian. Wearing only the fish hat. Only the fish hat. Oh. Oh, I'm so stupid, but that really cracks me up. Oh. Dear, oh dear. Craziness, craziness. We might make this the last run, honestly. I don't feel like we're really getting anywhere with these mule deer. I feel like something is missing still. I don't know, it's so hard, right? Because we had a good run of 5s last stream. And just, you know, diamonds and a couple of trolls. And then this stream we haven't even had a single level 5. I don't know why. And it's making me really sad. Part of me just, like, wants to demolish every mule deer in, like, I don't know, most of the zones. Brain cells. What are brain cells? Legend has it, if you're outside on a foggy night, you'll hear the moist squelching of the fish person and their fish flops as they scrumble through the neighbourhood. That is one of my favourite things I've ever read, Teak. I love that. That's hilarious. I like the use of the word scrumble. You feel like if you saw something like that, you'd be like, what the fuck did I take last night? Next time on Mountain Monsters, the Ames team head to the forest of Britain in search of a new danger lurking in the fields. The fish flop title music sequence. Moist Mel. Oh my days. What's the saying? Moisturized, unbothered, in my lane, focused. Just me walking through the village in the fish flops and the fish hat. Oh, goodness. Like, I feel like we've got a lot less bucks here again. And I want to know where they're going. Because I'm not sure where they're going. If I'm honest. Something's afoot and it doesn't feel right. And I don't know why, because mule deer are weird. I literally can't think, like, other than that potential one spot where something might have bounced to. Which I think we'll check after this lake, just so I don't forget. Flob famous. You just imagine that meme in the Respect the Drip Sharon meme. Oh, goodness. I should have a boombox as well. Like playing, you can tell by the way I walk. I can't think what that song's called now. Just that would be quite funny. Literally can't think. 90% of people anyway. I can barely think ever. Brain is scrambled egg at this point. It's lack of sleep, man. Like, I swear, I've lost brain functionality due to not sleeping. And it's not intentional either. Is Mel's cryptid going to be like the Hat Man? You need to take a load of NyQuil to see it. Maybe just purely because I have spoken about it, it will start to appear to people. If someone gets, what are they called? The, like the demon that you see, paralysis demon. If someone gets a paralysis demon of the fish person, let me know. I must know if if his creation has happened now. He's been mentioned, therefore. Is it Beetlejuice that you mention and then they appear? You get 4 hours a night? Yeah. Sleep, not getting sleep is rough. It's rough. I wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the night terrors. But it's the night terrors that screw up my sleep. Because then I just don't get any proper, like, REM sleep, apparently. And REM sleep is when your body, like, recovers and restores and stuff. Yeah, say his name 3 times. Yeah, well, we need to do that for the fish cryptid. We'll have to officially name it something. That's going to become an emote as well, isn't it? Like, if I start having, like, custom emotes made, not just, like, the ones I bought, there's a couple, I think, that are going to end up cropping up. The fish person might be one. Everywhere she goes, Britain. There's always no Smelly G has got the fish flops that they like to show. You don't dream at all, Christian? Gosh, I wish I didn't dream. If I didn't dream, I'd be absolutely fine. But I have really awful night terrors, like, horrible night terrors. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Apparently they're PTSD, like, related to my PTSD. But they're not, like, it's weird, right? Because, like, PTSD is because of things that have happened to you. But my night terrors aren't of things that have happened to me. It's like my brain, I don't know, it's like it doesn't relax, my brain. It's always on, like, I guess, high alert. And I guess that's how it's linked to it. They wanted to do a sleep, like, therapy thing with me. But again, it's just one of those things that has never come through. They talked about it, and then it's just never been offered to me. But apparently they put like a device in front of you, and you're supposed to track the movement of the dots with your eyes. That's anxiety. They have told me it's PTSD, and I need PTSD therapy for it. I have been diagnosed officially with PTSD. PTSD, OCD, anxiety, depression, autism, I think is the 5. Yeah, never relaxes. It's not fun. But, like, I wake up and I feel like I have run a marathon. Quite often I'm more tired after I've been to sleep than, say, if I stayed awake for 24 hours. Sometimes I feel more awake and refreshed than if I try to sleep and have night terrors for a couple of hours. When we were living in the old house, because like I said, I prefer being awake at night, which again apparently is very common with autism, because it's like less bright lights, more peaceful, all that jazz. The living room was directly below my bedroom, and my parents would always tell me, like, they could hear me, like, screaming, fighting, thrashing around. They used to say at times they were worried the bed was going to come through the ceiling, like, it was that intense. And that do be night terrors. But what's really, really weird, right, is you're not supposed to remember night terrors. Like, everything you read, if you read about night terrors, it's like, oh yeah, like, they seem really awful, but generally people don't remember what caused them. I'm one of the really rare people that for some reason remembers what caused the night terrors. I not only have the physical, like, experience, and quite often I wake up and I've, like, twisted my leg, twisted my ankle, like, I've managed to hurt myself through fighting in my sleep, which is, like, it's, I don't know, like, that's something else, being able to do that. But I also remember them. But again, speaking to, like, psychiatrists and stuff, and they were like, yeah, that is night terrors, you're one of the very few people who remembers them as well. So it's like, great, double whammy, thanks. If I didn't remember them, it would be bad. Wife has it. Oh, yeah, I read that. No, never relaxes. Some of your 3 hours of sleep nights are more refreshing than broken naps. Yeah, exactly. It's that exact same thing. Like, if I, say, go to sleep and wake up an hour and a half later, drenched in sweat, sore, sometimes even bruised, twisted leg or whatever, which is most of my sleep. Like, bear in mind, this isn't a rare occurrence. It's rarer for me to not have a night terror than it is for me to have a night terror. So this is why my sleep is so screwed. I feel like if I have that, I generally feel a lot better just after staying awake for a period of time. So it's bizarre, quite frankly. But apparently that causes memory issues, and I was like, do you know what? That makes sense. My brain is just scrambled egg. Scrambled egg of animal facts. And, you know, we work with the scrambled egg. Somehow. Oh, I said I was going to go to that other zone, so I didn't forget to check it. Let's go. Before I do. But yeah, sleep is... Me and sleep haven't gotten along for many years. About the only time I don't have night terrors is as if I have my boyfriend with me. Don't have night terrors when we're together. But I think, again, from talking to people and research, that it's like, it lulls my brain into a sense of security having someone close. I feel less vulnerable, so I'm not on as high alert, and I'm a bit more relaxed. And so, because I'm more relaxed, then I can sleep better. But, unfortunately, you know, he do be in Scotland, and I do be in England, so... The Spectrum cocktail is very much not pro-sleep. Yeah, it's really not. Like, it just doesn't like sleep. No sleep for us. It's unfortunate. But it does mean that we do, you know, really long rides sometimes. Like, when I say, like, a new Great One comes out and I'm on for 12 hours plus straight, like, that's not even a challenge. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna try really hard to do 12 hours. It's just like, oh man, it's been 12 hours. Wow. Probably should try and sleep. Lies down, tries to sleep, has a night terror, wakes back up, gets bumped back on the grind. And some of my best naps have happened while playing Call of the Wild. Again, probably, I guess, because it's like something that relaxes my brain. Just fall asleep, controller in hand. The Spectrum cocktail. You like that? It's a good way of phrasing it. Because a lot of them go hand in hand. Like, apparently most people that have autism have some form of PTSD. Which is really interesting. And apparently it's because, especially if you're like me and late diagnosed, like, you will have been exposed to a lot of stuff without support for it. And not understanding it. Especially, like, from a really young age. Which is when it can really, you know, mess stuff up. So, it's interesting. Right, we've got 2 level 3s at this zone, okay? I've been leaving this zone alone. We're not going to leave it alone anymore. I've decided. I've decided that they're going to get taken out. Because it adds another zone. Plus, there's 2 level 3s here, so it's not like it's shooting level 2s. Woke up at 8 AM, worked out for 2 hours, went to work for 6 hours, still wide awake, haven't even yawned yet. Yeah. I get that. Graves, I totally do. You're just an ADHD squirrel, Christian. Bless. I find it fascinating. We do have bouncers here. Oh my god. We've got 2 level 3 bouncers here. Where the have you been? I almost thought that elk was a muley then. I was going to be like, where are they all coming from? Where are you all coming from? This is rude and bad behaviour on your part. Deathground finally drops in early access this month, Kyla? That's awesome. We'll have to do some content on it. Like, do streams and stuff together. Because it's multiplayer, right? I believe it's multiplayer. I'm thinking of the right game. No, I wasn't reloaded. No, dumb, bad. Well, if you're going to run towards me... Hey, actually, I can't shoot him. Because that was going to blow out the zone. Thank you, brain, for working and not being fried egg for a second. Or scrambled egg. They didn't probably diagnose you with ASD until you were 9. Previously, they'd decided you were a child. You had... Sorry, I read that all wrong. That you were a clinical psychopath with ADHD. Jeez. That's a pretty wrong diagnosis. It's gonna drop when you're out of town, you bet? I hope not. Yeah, I didn't get diagnosed with autism until I was... 20? 24? Yeah, 20, I think. Either 19 or 20, or just, you know, between. Roughly about them. Where were we going? We just did those, right? So we're going here. Ooh. Gonna bake some bread in the morning. There's more people watching the stream every day. I have noticed it's going up. Honestly, as long as, you know, I'd stream for 2 people, 1 person, as long as someone's enjoying it. As long as someone wants me to do it, then I am more than happy to. You told me I'd be here from Flint to stream, and you are. You did indeed, Christian. You did indeed. And I'm very grateful for it. Grateful for everybody who tunes in, even if it's for, like I said, a minute, a second, pop in, say hi, go and do other things, you know. Lurk, talk, whatever you want to do. You won't get it, don't have the same amount of empathy as other people, but damn, it's hard to get that label as a child? Yeah, I bet. That's an intense diagnosis. And for it to not be correct as well, that makes it even worse, I think. Has anything interesting spawned? Nothing, Johnborough. Not even a 5. But just included a zone back into my rotation. Literally with this this go round. And there was 2 level 3 bouncers or at that lake as well. So we're gonna see if that helps things. I don't know where the 2 bouncers came from. Don't know where they normally are. So you, Jumbra, you have spawned. Lurking and stalking, yeah, exactly. Whatever people got to do, you know? I am a big lurker in people's streams. I tend to be someone that doesn't have a lot of confidence talking in other people's streams. Like, I used to watch Flinter streams all the time, but until I actually kind of, like, spoke to him a couple of times and that, I was really not confident about talking in stream. It's sort of, I don't know. I know it's nothing to be scared of. It's really weird. I get social anxiety over talking in someone's stream as well. A wild fish flop has appeared. Roll for initiative. Oh. Check zones you haven't been to in a while, Mal. Just saying. Yeah, well, that's what we just did. I only checked that zone. I want to say... When did I check it? It wasn't that long ago. I knew those 3s were there. The 2 that were in the herd. But I had chosen to leave them because I didn't really like that zone. It's a bit annoying. But... now I'm thinking maybe including it might be helpful. You've been looking for a bit, then you played Cyberpunk. Really enjoying the game recently? I have heard good and bad things about Cyberpunk. I think everyone's heard the bad. Because, you know, Cyberpunk had a rough release, right? Pushed out way too early, lots of bugs, all that jazz. But I've heard that since it got a lot of updates, a lot of fixes and stuff, it's been a really good game for a lot of people. I'm not sure it's something I would play. It might be something I would watch someone play. Which, you know, that expands the category of games that I'm interested in quite a lot. You don't have confidence at all, but you made YouTube vids for a while? I think that's pretty impressive. Like, I am very low confidence. It doesn't take a lot to knock my confidence. I mean, something happened in stream yesterday that if you were here for it, it did knock my confidence for a few minutes. And I had to sort of, like, try and, like, get past it. It can be really hard to just try and push past. I try to do it as best I can, but I also, these days, try to do it at my own pace without pressure. Because throughout my life, it's mainly been at the pressure of other people forcing me to do things out of my comfort zone. And I feel if you're being forced, and this is, you know, generally seems to be correct, if you're being forced out of your comfort zone, if something goes wrong, especially, I feel, it gets harder to do then on your own, if that makes sense. Because it's like, well, I was forced into this last time, which is a negative experience. And then if the experience that came from that's bad, then it's like extra negativity. You found that pretending to be overconfident helps with the whole interacting with people thing? Yeah, I have heard some people have success with that. Kind of like fake it till you make it kind of vibe. It's easily one of the best gaming it's one of the best gaming comebacks with No Man's Sky. Both of the games saved their reputation unlike any other. Yeah, I've got a friend who plays No Man's Sky all the time. And he sends me screenshots of it, and there's some cool looking stuff in that game, I will admit. Again, not sure it's something I'd play, but something I'd probably watch. No Man's Sky's become a masterpiece, and you hate space games? Yeah, Like I said, I'm not really a space game person, but then I'm out here with Mass Effect being one of my favourite games of all time, and it's in space, so I guess that contradicts it, right? Hi, Ian! The new controller is doing really, really well. I'm absolutely loving it. We're making way better shots because I'm able to line things up properly now. And I'm doing really well, thank you. I'm starting to get a little bit tired, so I'm thinking this is going to be the last run. I had a busy day today going to the doctors and stuff, so just a little bit run down. So getting very tired, and I can feel it in my voice. So probably make this the last run for today, and then we might stream tomorrow. We'll see how I'm feeling again. It's very much if I'm feeling good, then we'll do it. Oh, of course, and then a level 5 spawns. Hello. Ka-ching. Finally, last run of the day, we have a level 5. But thank you, Ian. I hope you are doing well as well. There we go. That's the $2 I wanted. Yeah, we're good. Gosh, Nightbot. Mean. The vids where you did were very different. You did Pokemon card openings? Ooh. Those are quite popular, right? Like, Pokemon card openings. A well-deserved 5. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope maybe that's like, I don't know. I'm guessing that spawned way before we just went and did what we did at the other zone. But who knows. Almost max weight. 209.52 kg. 328.82. Big diamond. It was the 300 for the second shot. On the non-5, Christian. Might need to tweak Nightbot a bit. Yeah, I will try. Huge diamond on the last run of this stream, so that's good. That's good. Maybe a sign of positive things to come, because this stream has been rough. Not gonna lie, with the Muleys. You weren't popular. Well, like I was saying the other day, like, it, especially with YouTube's algorithm, it can take a while for people to get discovered, you know? And I feel like unless you just have something that goes viral as like something right at the start of your channel, you generally will take quite a while for that to gain like into an audience. But saying that, even if you have something that goes ridiculously viral, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to have an audience that sticks around, right? You might have that one clip goes viral and then YouTube's algorithm doesn't pick up the next thing you do. I've had a couple of shorts that for some reason have taken off, and then, you know, it doesn't necessarily like translate always. So I feel like with content it is very much you've just got to keep going with it kind of deal, and then hope that eventually things are sort of like snowball over time. I guess these aren't in this zone. Okay, we'll go back to the tent and change the time back and see what that does. If not, if they don't show up for whatever reason, which I cannot fathom why they wouldn't, because mule deer are mule deer, I guess. That's just how they are. Then that'll be the end of the stream. This is the last zone we were going to check, so... And then, like I said, probably back tomorrow, but who knows? Depends. Okay, so they are here. We have a big 4 and a 3 to finish the run. The channel I found the other day that had like 300 something subs, and they have been on YouTube 8 years? Goodness. It can... maybe, like, I don't know. It's just... everything, I suppose, grows at different paces as well. And I guess it also depends on if you're making content that's generally popular with people and the algorithm and stuff, some things are way more niche. Oh, Graves, thank you so much. Oh, look, a well-deserved 5. Anyway, place your bets. Who wins me or Nightbot? Little car park 4 AM, no DQ. Definitely you, Graves. Thank you so much for the £5 donation. I really, really appreciate that. You legend. Thank you so much. You're just far too generous, man. Thank you so much. Your friend Jumbo said that shorts don't bring in any long-term viewers. Is that true? I wouldn't say it doesn't bring in any long-term viewers at all. I definitely feel like I've had, like, boosted subscriber numbers for periods of time when shorts have gone really popular. But, like, I've got some shorts that are in millions of views. It hasn't gained me millions of subscribers. It's like a handful more subscribers, which of course I'm grateful for, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. But I'm just saying, you could have a short that gains you 1 million views, but it doesn't equate 1 million subscribers. Maybe 20 subscribers? Maybe 10 subscribers? 5? You know? But there's going to be a few people that, you know, look at the channel as a result and think, hey, this content's cool, and then subscribe. But I wouldn't say none, but not always a ton, right? So, that is going to be it for this stream. Thank you all so much for being here. We've been live a few hours now, finishing just before 1 AM my time. So, yeah, we've been going since just before 10. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how long we've been going. Like I said, I wasn't even sure if I was going to stream today, so I'm pretty happy with the fact that we managed to get a stream out and go for as long as we did. Unfortunately, only 1 diamond today, but I feel like maybe adding this zone back into the rotation and taking care of those couple of bouncers might help, because they've clearly bounced from somewhere, and I guess we'll find out where over time, because we'll probably notice them jumping back into zones. But that is going to be it for this one. Thank you so much, everyone, for all your amazing support as always, and also thank you, Ian, for congrats on the Diamond Mountain hair, and congrats Graves again. Congrats Graves. Thank you Graves again for the dono. I really do appreciate it, and just all the donos, everything during the stream, everything, just everything. Thank you for everything. That's like, yeah, I can never say thank you enough. You're all so amazing, and I hope you have a great weekend. Like I said, hopefully a Pro XEK collab this weekend, if we can get everything to work. So fingers crossed for that. Possibly a stream tomorrow as well. So, yeah. Take care, everyone. Huge thank you. And have a good day, night, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.